It started with a monster of a man.
We hunted him across the seas.
Into the storm.
Then we fell.
Now we are here.
The sky twists.
The stars are all wrong.
We killed the man.
But we're no closer to home.
We left for different reasons.
For legends.
For adventure.
For acceptance.
For fame.
For answers.
But how do we escape?
The Everstorm.
We're on
What's up, everybody?
I look at the screen, don't see Levi. I blink my eyes, and he's there. It's amazing.
Just like the shuttle.
Just
like the
Just like that rocket.
That was an epic launch. Good thing it wasn't raining.
Yeah,
no kidding.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
So,
Go space.
Go space!
And
do
beyond.
space.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 8, Nightcap Nash Gab. Last we left off our PCs, they attended a fancy party where they thought it would be a discussion, breaking down what is exactly happening with Skeezer, and when do we get to the bottom of this, and how long do we live in oblivion with no answers, and how long are we assaulted with no results? And things were going well. And it was lovely and delicious food and a raccoon band and waiters. And,
It was a nice
then
band.
It was.
as dessert rolled around, everybody got poisoned, including the hosts, which led to a lot of disagreement as to who's responsible for what. And as the talk was heating up, a fight broke out, which led to the whole building catching fire. At the height of the fight, it was revealed that the true culprit was a third party. A raccoon band in disguise.
Freaking raccoon bands.
I believe it's a raccoon
Turns out-
bandit.
That's true. It turns out that the red minstrel that's been in some of Morgaine's visions was actually the party responsible for poisoning everybody. And then in the middle of the fight that broke out, he walked clean through fire, flew, and attempted to murder Morgaine.
He tried real hard.
He tried real hard.
He did a good job of it.
Party
Did a real
battled
good job.
out of the house into the lawn, and then the barn opened up and more weird animals showed up. The fight got feisty, and in the end, our PCs, as always, prevailed, though it did come very closer for a little bit there. And here we are. Welcome, viewers, to the Everstorm. What is on the ground? A giant carrier cow has literally, after presumed death, and watching it sit there for like a minute or two, you start to see it fade from existence. It does so almost piecemeal, like parts of it fade out, almost like a fog cloud or cumulonimbus cloud evaporating pieces at a time and partially. The same occurs to all the animals. And the strange thing, who did the cold? Wasn't that Skeezer? The cone of
That
cold?
was me. I was the cone of cold.
That was you.
Yeah, he brought
That's
it
right.
down.
That was a badass cold of cone. Cold of cone. So with your cold of
It's one of
cone,
those too.
It's a good move.
you see eerily there are now 4, and I'm sorry I removed them from the map, ice sculptures still remaining on the deck of the house of a patrol possum and 2 rage raccoons. And from inside, you watch as the actual creature dissolves, but the ice remains and then starts to slowly melt.
Thank you for the
Animal
sub.
G.
Thanks for the sub, Animal
Such a
G.
good dude. All right.
He's trying to fight for that mod currency, that mod of the
Hey,
century. He's going for
I'm
it.
okay with the mod off. It's only
It's
good
a mod
for all
off.
of us. It's a mod off.
Yeah, it's good
I'm
for
okay with
everybody.
It's official. It's a
Mod
mod off.
Yeah.
We need a judge. I'll judge. Let's dance.
When mods compete, you win.
That's right. We
So-
do.
Guys, you are on the lawn. You just saw 5 minutes ago. So time enough that you've gathered your thoughts. Your brains have wound down from the thrill and tension of combat to taking that deep breath to collect yourselves and piece together what's starting to happen. You're in that moment after waking up that you finally realized that dream was only a dream, and you're back in reality and things are fine and time has sped back up. But the last thing you saw, and you can still see the singe marks of a rectangle on the grass where a molten door appeared, and the red minstrel threw it open and dove in. And for that split second, Balwin was looking at it like a dog with something to chase.
Mm-hmm.
And then the door slammed shut.
Of course he did.
Oh, that was close.
Do I still see Harmony on Morgane's shoulder?
You do not.
Do I still sense Harmony?
You don't necessarily feel Harmony's presence like a familiar or imp. You know what? I'm saying it like Morgane would know. You don't feel her in your mind like that, per se. The only time those moments have happened for you was when you were in a vision or in some sort of a meditative, the non-sleep you pull as an elf, when you're at a calm state of consciousness. Every other interaction you had with Harmony has been through music, performance, or her physical presence on the end of the guitar near you.
Then I will start to pick the Song of Hope and see if she shows up to sing Harmony with me.
You start playing,
Mm-hmm.
and you play, and you play, and everybody's starting to breathe, and you're seeing it sinking into the group. Everybody, you get your reroll for the day. Give me a performance check. You know what? Fuck it. You've had a long day. I'm not going to make you roll performance check for it. You guys all get the reroll. Remember, the reroll in this case doesn't add. So if you have not used your... Oh, no, you all used it for the poison check, I believe.
Yes. Right.
So you all have your reroll. Oh, no, you can't have it again in the same day.
Right.
You can't have it again.
It was just
in the same day.
for rest.
Did I say
but I'll
short?
look. I mean,
Check
we
if I
haven't
said
actually
short or
taken the
long.
rest yet, so we'll have to.
As long as I
do
said
that.
short, it's fine. If it's long, it's a no. Just check.
Once per short rest.
Ooh.
wow.
Well, past Levi in this case has precedence, so I'll listen to what he said in the rules.
Go past Levi.
You guys don't thank him too much.
He's here to murder you. Don't think
He also wants to kill you. The hope fills in you, and in that moment, you're starting to panic. You don't see her. You don't hear her either.
I'm gonna assume the best because I'm playing the Song of Hope. That she doesn't want to show herself right now, and that's understandable if that douchebag is around. So, like, I get it, Harmony. I get it. But if we do this again a few times and you just stop showing up, then I'm gonna start thinking about, oh boy, what do we gotta do now?
As Morgane is playing, you don't all notice it at first. Let's see who notices what. Yeah, the highest passives for wisdom are half the party. Balrin, Fulcrum, and Skeezer, you do see that faint outline, almost like a faint outline of light reflected on nothingness of golden bird wings, like angel wings coming off of Morgane. But you only see it when you kind of like move your head. It's like a partial mirage. It's almost not there. But it only faintly comes in when you guys feel that relief lift off your shoulders from the Song of Hope. The yard is yours, gentlemen. You hear the sounds of the woods starting to return after all the explosions and fire, and the house is poorly illustrated right now. The whole thing burns. It's on fire.
burns.
It's sending predominantly light gray smoke up. Balrin, you catch that like the eastern side of the plume has a thread of black smoke dissolving to make it all gray, but the majority of the smoke is white.
That's definitely not what I was expecting from today.
No, not at all. Do you think we should?
We need to take a rest before we do anything else.
Should we hide in the barn or the woods and take a second to lick our wounds?
I don't think we can hide in the barn. I'm not sure what's in there.
Looking in the general direction of the barn, the doors that opened ominously, letting the animals out, are still open. It is a barn. From your vantage points, guys, you see the barn appears to be somewhat foggy inside, but not a wall of fog, just more like a morning dew, cool mist, as it starts to have condensation on the inside from some sort of temperature change inside the barn. And you see from your angle tall wooden stalls with a single wooden sliding door that appear to have like a small viewer window on the upper half of the door made out of bars. If any of you have seen a nice horse stall, that's what they look like, where it's a lot of solid woods and not a lot of open gating. We're all from a small town, so I can literally get into barn architecture all day.
Just about.
Barn architecture.
Oh man, don't get me going on barn architecture.
Well, if there's something in that barn that's going to come get us anyway, we might as well know about it.
Right, but we're in no way to battle them right now if that's the case.
Well, it doesn't look particularly safe out here, and it's definitely not safe in that burning building.
Send Balrin in. He's never afraid to start a confrontation with someone.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Kodo.
You all
Goddamn
saw the
devil
same
brigade.
thing we saw.
Yeah, the fucking devils, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that
you
came
killed the
later.
only ally we had in there.
He wasn't an ally either.
Oh?
You think he let those fucking raccoons in without knowing what the fuck they were? He's magical like fucking Skeezer is. They got all kinds of ability to detect magic, detect everything
So is
else.
Skeezer not an ally now? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, guys. Come on.
Where was fucking Ashara to tell you what was going on?
The
Skeezer, maybe
Sharma told me
you
what
start
was
making
going
a
on.
dome.
And then your stupid frog chose to eat the one person in that room that could have called off everything coming out of the barn.
I ain't quite so sure
Tell
about
me,
any of that.
where was your sea god when you made that idiotic decision?
The same place my sea god always is. The fucking sea.
Okay.
Good
That's
place
a
for the
trap.
sea god. Great place for the sea god.
It's a great line.
Quote it.
But if you want, I'll go into the barn. No problem.
Please do.
Bauer marches over to the barn.
Of course he does.
I'm gonna try and spell that.
Balrin, you march over to the barn, and you can see...
Nothing.
Horribly.
Apparently, with the
Cheating everywhere.
Oh, that's stealth. That's stealth.
Yep. Nope. Yep. I'm not sneaky.
Ow! This hurts!
Bleeding.
Ow!
just blood geysers everywhere.
Blood geysers.
Yep. Murmurder. Yep.
Mermaider.
Something here.
Yes.
Well played, MLG. Well played.
There's
You
something in
see...
the barn. I don't see anything. Okay. Zoom way out. Big fucking barn.
It's way out there.
God. Okay.
You see a single... Can you guys... No, I can see it good. You see a single carrier cow standing and it's chewing and looking vaguely in your direction. And you start to see, as you make eye contact and make your presence in the doorway, you see that this area here starts spilling more mist onto the ground, and the mist looks vaguely bluish. It doesn't appear to fill, because this is a very high ceiling. When you guys walk in, this ceiling clearly goes up like about 70 feet to a nice peaked roof that runs like a long haul all the way down. And the cow is looking in your general direction, and you can't read intent per se. It's made eye contact. It hasn't stepped forward.
Baron turns and shuts the barn door. Yeah, there's more of them in there.
Okay, that's a really good idea then. We probably don't want to be in the barn, everybody.
I don't think they can make their own way out.
All right.
Some sort of blue mist or something fogging up in there as well, but doesn't seem to be rising any.
Well,
it doesn't also seem to be too aggressive at the moment, but it's one of those cows, so I suppose it's full of raccoons like all the others.
Who was the devil? Man.
I'm not
Good
sure
fucking
who
question.
he is.
The real
But I've
fucking
seen him
culprit
before.
behind all this bullshit.
We saw him in the ether last time we were in there.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
That's the same one?
Yeah, I've talked to Morgaine about it a little bit.
I think he's after the song.
He wants harmony.
He wants harmony.
So he's after your bird.
Well, I don't know for sure, but what I've been able to piece together, it feels like maybe the song was his once and he lost it. Or maybe he's been searching for it for a long time. I think
Morgaine?
he's trying to take it.
And you see landing up on you see very clearly a bright yellow streak, and it lands on the corner of the barn, and you see Harmony up on the corner over here of the barn.
I look up and I just whistle like a little refrain of the Song of Hope at her. Just real quick.
It comes back at you in a minor key.
Of course.
Well, then it's been following you?
I don't know. I feel like less following because I've never seen him here. I've only ever seen him in like a vision or a dream, or when we were in that like ether land. That's the only time I've ever seen him. I think, right, Levi? I don't think I've seen him anywhere else.
Intelligence check.
Damn it.
DC 10. Cam's fond of
DC 10. I use these, man.
He's rolling a lot.
This is Cam's favorite house rule.
17.
Cam, you once had a vision. It was quite a while ago. I honestly think it was the first time you were in the ether when we had the party split games. And that's when you got a grand vision of the past, of
like
different places the song had been played and different people you saw. And along with that timeline, you saw the Red Minstrel more than once. Often playing the song, or performing for a crowd. If not the song, a song in a similar style. And then you saw him present the last time you were in the ether. Instead of devils honing in on her location, he was there at the end.
Right.
And he warned you he was close.
All right, so I repeat all of that. And
Like sorry, let me paraphrase. The tone of "I'm close" is like I'm figuring out where you are. Like I'm close to figuring it out.
Yeah, I've never seen him here. Only in dreams, only in visions, only in that ether world. And it feels like instead of following, it's almost like it's taking him a long time to scry and pinpoint. Like it's like the range of where he can find me is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. But again, I've never seen him here before, so I thought it was a thing that I would only have to deal with in dreams or deal with, psychologically, mentally. I've never seen him here physically until today.
Sure, but where was he in the building?
They were the raccoon band.
I believe he was disguised as part of the raccoon bands.
Yeah,
he was one of them, I think.
They chased Morgane and I upstairs and threw a fireball at us. It sucked.
Where's the other? Was it Plexitix?
Oh, he blew himself up in a. I'm not sure what happened actually. Morgane stuck his head in the room, and then the wall blew up behind me, and that really hurt too. Did you guys not hear all these explosions?
He ran into a room.
I heard the explosion, but I don't know idea what happened.
He ran into a room. I came in to follow, and just as I turned around the door to see him, there were just a dozen canisters, and it's like he set them all ablaze, and they just exploded.
So the whole place was rigged to fucking explode to begin with.
It seemed that way.
All right, of course. And I'm the one who's fucking crazy for fucking eating one of them.
Still crazy for that idea, but if you think about it this way, if you knew that
I didn't actually spit it back out.
I guess you can ask anyone else if you think it was a good idea to attack the only person in there that could have aided us in that fight instead of fought with us. Anyone else?
Shit, they were going to run upstairs and blow themselves up. They had the place rigged. You heard them.
Yeah, well, think about this for a moment. If you know that you resurrect after death and you see things going wrong, and you can go out an easy way.
Yeah, and he would have taken us all out doing it too, because he thought we were behind it. You heard him.
He thought you were behind it.
I'm not sure that was his plan, though. It seems like maybe that's something they've always had.
A backup.
It's like having a bucket of water next to your tent when you can't because it could catch on fire. I think they had it set up because they knew that that's the way to finish anything if anything ever did go wrong. And then, in their opinion, it did. So they used it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was set up
just for us. If we were in it or not. They were going to do it either way.
They saw us as an enemy. Of course they didn't care.
I thought they were under attack, as far as I can tell. I don't think that they were malicious. But I do think all appearances looked like we were.
I don't think he knows where the poison came from. I don't think he cared.
No,
At that point, they were going to blow the place sky high, us in it or not.
Well, until we just found out about the raccoons, there was no one else to blame.
Right. So I secured one of them. Before he could lob a fireball or something worse. Like I said, it didn't actually hurt him.
Well, as Fulcrum and I were trying to defuse the situation, you decide to try to swallow him. I see how you try to do the right thing.
A few seconds later, and he could have fire blasted the whole goddamn room.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I wasn't totally surprised when it happened.
And once I realized maybe it wasn't him who poisoned all of us, I spit him back out. Easy enough.
Well, the next
I could have took the form of a bear and mauled him to death. But I didn't do that, did I? No. Took a form I knew I could contain him.
Okay, Balrin.
Hey. Just saying, I ain't the one who murdered somebody in front of his own fucking kids.
Nope. But I also watched him murder everyone that I loved also. I've seen you kill many times. I'm not saying you didn't have a right to kill. I'm just saying this situation was a terrible decision on your part. Knowing when to kill. Peg needed to die. You all know this. The fact that his kids were there and his wife was there did not change that. Peg needed to die. That's why we marched to the house. We came to this house for answers.
Yeah.
And instead, we continue to have
enemies.
enemies. That's what we have.
Well, the enemies weren't going away. They were already here waiting for us. And you got your answers, as much as you could get them.
Somewhat.
Besides, we didn't lose the answers. They're somewhere. Find them again.
Oh, and I'm sure they'll love to sit down with us and have tea again.
We'll figure all that out when we find them.
That's right.
Well, where we're gonna find them is pretty obvious, isn't it?
The barn?
Yeah, that they're incorporated in the machine. Though I'd imagine they have to have at least one of them out to run the machine.
Well, fortunately for them, they got a skeezer here.
Well, unfortunately for them, I have no idea how to use the equipment.
Unfortunately for you, Skeezer, and I feel kind of bad saying this, but now that they're all dead, they can't stop you from looking at it.
I have a feeling also that you probably have some memory of it if you try hard enough.
I mean, it could be useful. I mean, if we're looking for real answers, I mean, I guess that's it, right?
It's definitely a possibility, but before we go gallivanting in and doing what I would normally do on a whim, but we certainly are not in good shape to try experiments right now, and we don't know if the devil and his affiliates are still around.
She does.
He must have been here this whole time.
Circle Morgaine kind of lazily, then lands on the peak. You see she's extremely alert and looking in as many directions as possible in the way that birds do. Lots of quick turns, lots of head snaps. But again, she's currently the size of a raven.
Right.
So, if he was here already in the form of the raccoons, he must have been here for quite some time. Or at least replaced somebody that was here for a while. I can imagine they wouldn't be aware of the raccoons. They obviously created them, right?
Seems that way.
Well, they were blending into Wavin before. They're smart, right?
Then that means he must have been following us for some time there.
Sorry to detour the tension, but everybody, it's super exciting for us tonight because not only can you hear the music, but we can all hear Cam's music. Normally it's silent for us, so Cam, I can't thank you enough. It is perfect. Thank you.
All right, that's what
that's
what I'm supposed to do.
So good.
It's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do.
It's called Twisty Conversation. That's the name of the piece.
Well, it's just funny because Air Laser just said, "What a twist!" I'm like, "Oh, it's appropriate." I made a whole bunch of music for the conversations, because I didn't know what direction they could go. So I literally have the conversation main. I have conversation happy in case it goes that direction. Conversation sad in case it goes that direction. Conversation twisty, which is the direction we're currently going.
Sorry, I broke tension. I just want to
Forgot
congratulate
to plan
Cam.
for situation Ballrun eats him.
Well, see, that's just battle music. I didn't need it. It's just straight battle music at that point.
The Ballrun transition.
Hey, I'm pretty sure you made music for that.
Yeah, I think so. So, but anyway, if the raccoons were infiltrated, he knew where we were going. He must have been watching us on the ship.
Could be.
Or in the vicinity?
Morgaine,
Long
when's the
for the
last
crew?
time you played the song before we got here?
Which song?
Any of them?
Any
I
song.
played the helpful song just about every morning. I try not to play the other one too often. I try not to forget how it goes, but I try not to play it when anybody's around because I know what it does. I'm getting better at resisting it, but sometimes I can't even resist it. And once I start playing, I just keep playing. So that one's a little tricky.
Well, it's definitely tracking us somehow now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's, and that was another thing I thought of too. I'm not sure if playing the song like is like a beacon, or I don't know.
Well, it must be every time you use it, you must be able to zero in on it a little bit more.
Maybe. I don't know. That's why I've been trying to use it sparingly, but again, I had no evidence that that was actually happening, so I don't want to not use a tool that I have.
She lands on your guitar.
So do you think it's just a matter of you were attacked and we were all attacked because he's just after the song? Or do you think he has something to do with them? Antagonism of sorts.
I've only got little bits and pieces of what this guy is. Again, I only see him in visions. Every time I've seen him, he's been somehow related to the song. He's been playing the song. He's been watching someone else play the song. It's only when things like that happen. I've never seen him in any relation to any of, your cousins, your brothers, your whatevers. I've never seen him ever related to that. I'm not sure. Maybe they are connected, but I've never seen anything that would suggest that.
Maybe he just somehow found out about this and thought it was an advantageous situation.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It could have just been, use your advantage when you see it. It was opportunistic. I don't know.
Well, where were the animals that were the raccoons that were the musicians? Were they ever near the food? Because I thought the raccoons
brought the food out.
They were part of the wait staff. Yeah.
There was a bunch of the wait staff, and then the 3 musicians were in the corner of the dining room while we were there.
I saw them there, but
They delivered
all
your
the food
drink,
was
if you recall.
prepared elsewhere.
Now I'm going to associate that dessert from Seconds and Thirds with being poisoned.
That's the hardest part about all of this.
it is. Best dessert ever.
This is upsetting.
Well,
Where was the second and thirds?
Oh, Kodo, we gotta go.
if we ever get back there, we'll take you.
Is this back in your homeland?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really my homeland, but it's a really good place. They have really good desserts.
Not sure it's technically any of our homeland, but it is where we all met.
Yeah,
I will eat your dessert then.
It's worth it.
Drink it up.
I will eat this deliciousness you speak of.
Well, do you think we should dome it up then, or just kind of hunker down here for a little bit longer?
Oh, we should definitely dome it up.
That's our street lingo. That's our D&D street lingo. Bros, let's dome it up.
Dome it up.
All right, high five. 80s montage.
So you want to wait for them to return? Or what is the purpose for you staying here?
Well, we don't know where anyone else is. We know the dome is safe.
It
We
took us a
heal
long
up.
time to walk here.
See, I need an hour or so just to rest and gather myself before I can do anything, but
Pretty banged up and
I don't
spent,
need to stay
too.
here after that. We can decide.
I gave it practically everything I had. And if we're going to get anything else out of this, try to make things right, we got to understand what's in that barn.
But if you want, I'll go in there.
When we're ready. No sense in doing it now.
Balrin Harrow's always ready, bitches. Never not ready.
Never not ready, bitches.
Well, I could
No.
really use a rest.
Animal, do you
lately
want that
everyone-
B-Rex so bad?
B-Rex,
It's killing him, that B-Rex.
I can't turn into a B-Rex today because I still don't have any of my spells.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go throw the dome up here. Let's find a spot that seems reasonable. And I'll look around for a spot that looks under tree cover and
tree cover. That's fine.
Safe-ish area.
It's well. What do you mean by safe-ish area? Please define safe-ish area.
Where we can get a good vantage, but other people can't see us very easily.
And not going to catch fire.
And
Not gonna catch fire.
The
we could actually put it
whole
in
of
there if we wanted. It'd be fine.
the whole of the farmhouse and barn sit in a slightly. It's not the high point of this island, but it's on an upslope.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to go a little bit further northwest into the tree line, and at about 100 yards in, you guys find an open enough clearing that you can still see a lot of the farmhouse, at least enough to see if anything's moving in the lawn on the west side. You can't see past the barn. And you can at least see a lot of the approach. And then from the furthest part of your little glade that you picked, you've even got a sight line to the far west side of the island, and you can see some of the shoreline over there.
Okay, cool. So I'll take the ritual and put up the bubble.
It goes into place. So we're gonna call this a long rest, everybody, I assume.
Or short?
We're just doing short or long.
I think we're just doing short rest, but
Yeah, at least
Okay.
a short.
I thought that was the plan.
Does anybody have anything they want to do specifically?
On a short rest, you can spend your hit dice, right?
Yep, you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I forgot
So
how that
everybody
works.
can roll up their hit dice if they like. Your hit dice, you literally roll as many up to your level of your hit dice again, and you heal that during a short rest, Cam.
Don't
Got
forget to add
Plus-
Constitution bonus. If it is
And your
there.
con bonus gets to add, I believe, to each
Yeah.
die roll, right?
If you just hit die, it'll do it for you.
Because you don't have to spend them all at once. And I
But what if
do
I have
believe
two
it's-
different hit die?
Then
You can spend as many or as few of them as you want. But yeah, I wouldn't use the automated function because I don't know if it's going to work out right for you.
Okay.
Let's see. I got a
So
lot. of these
we're
to
level
use.
9, yeah?
Yep.
As this is going on, Balron, Fulcrum, and Skeezers. Skeezer, are you on short rest attempting to regain spell slots?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I've already done that or not. This is the first thing we did in day, right?
Pretty much.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'll recover a slot then.
Okay.
The heck?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I'm a little hazy on that myself now. Yes. So, as is happening, Balron and Morgaine, you can go. You just get this, but Skeezer, give me a perception check.
Okay, give me just a second here. Trying to see how many.
Is this
I've
higher
used.
than an 18 passive? Because
Are
keep
you an
talking out.
18 passive? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm treating it like a passive right now, but is yours an 18?
Dirty
You have a-
20.
Coda, do you have a coolness
Oh.
that gives you a perception passive that's way higher?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you know what? My table is the table I'm looking at is just base abilities, so I'm not even factoring in skills. I'm sorry, guys. The passive for this is a 17. So
Okay,
if you
so I'm an
beat a
18.
17, you see it. Skeezer. Okay, Skeezer. The reason you had to roll is because you were distracted because you were studying. But those of you that beat this notice movement from behind the farmhouse out of the tree line on the north side of the house towards the barn, and you track that it's the female human Elspin that was sitting at the dinner table with you, and then upon the poisoning vanished.
Okay.
She's leaving the tree line from beyond the north of the house, going around as it burns. That's what you catch, her silhouette as it passes between you and the fire. And then she is frantically looking around and heading right for the barn.
Does she know that we're in the barn?
We're not in the barn.
Oh, that's right. We set up outside. Okay. So
Well,
she's-
now Morgaine said he's in the barn.
I didn't say
So,
that.
okay.
I thought that's where we were.
All right. That's whatever, it's whatever. Morgan?
I set up wherever I could set up to heal.
Sure you did.
I used all of my hit dice, and I'm still 3 hit points under max. I rolled all of my hit dice.
Damn.
I rolled real good. I only had to use 5 out of my 9.
Yeah, I used 5 as well.
Yeah, well, I had 7 out of 84 hit points. So
we don't
I had to
regain
use
them
a
all
lot.
back on a short rest, on a long rest either. I think we only regain like half of them or
You
something.
get a few of them, yeah.
For what? On a short rest?
You don't get all your hit dice back when you long rest. You only get like a portion of them. I forget exactly how much.
Yeah.
Well, I needed them.
Guys,
Yeah.
you see that?
What? No.
She's back.
Yes.
One of them is back.
Which one was she again? She was the
Now,
one
that doesn't happen right away. You guys are about 40 minutes in to your short rest after having hoofed it a football field into the tree line. So it's presumably the better part of an hour before that action occurs, between the time you left the farmhouse and the time that happens. Time is funky in D&D, kids.
Yeah.
When you say that, I'm like, do you want me to stop her?
Well, no, not necessarily. I think she thinks we're aggressive, but I think we can maybe fix this.
All right, I will say. All right.
I like the ominous.
Oh.
You want me to stop her?
Well,
The sniper flipping up the scope. What's up, guys?
Yeah, literally.
You want her dead? Guys,
I was like,
can
well,
do that.
I saw her in a minute or less ago, so all I got to do is just fire and I'll hit her.
Guys, I shoot real good, guys. Guys, I shoot so good. You want her dead? She'll be dead.
Like I was like Bill Paxton's character from Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
His code
You
name
guys
was
want me
literally
to
God.
dead her to death? Because I could do that.
Special ability I got. Picked it up.
Just gonna dead her.
Say, if you want to call out to her, get her attention, go for it. And I stealth slip into shadows.
I have forgotten what her name was.
Or you can not prepare to fight.
Intelligence save.
I'm just waiting, just in case.
No, sorry. Intelligence check. DC 10.
How about a dirty 20? It's all I rolled tonight, apparently.
Her name is Elspin. ELLSPEN.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. Elspin!
You don't see her in the time it took for you guys to break down what your plan or approach is. She successfully got across the lawn, looking in each direction into the barn, and from your angle you cannot tell if the barn door is shut.
Sure.
That fire is still actively making noise.
Mhm.
It's big enough and hot enough, it generates its own white noise. You're not entirely certain, even with your adorable tiny skeezer voice, that it carried that far.
It's very shrill.
I don't deny that.
Do little ghost sounds. Throw
Yeah,
your voice out
ghost
there.
Yeah, ghost sound.
That would work.
Unfortunately, absent
Not
from
much of a
5e.
reach, unfortunately.
Oh, thaumaturgy.
Oh, really?
Thaumaturgy allows you to boom your voice at 3 times its normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of folded ghost sound into thumb and then altered it so it's not as applicable.
Jerks.
Now they
That's the
kind
only
of
spell-
split it.
That's the only spell Cam knew how to use was ghost sound.
Dude, it was the best.
The only spell he
Burning
used ever.
things? Burning things and ghost sound is all
Yeah.
Alexander did.
That was
Yeah.
Alexander. Well, he ended up getting like minor illusion too, so he would like ghost sound it, and then you could see it too.
Selling it.
It was
New and
it was great. But I didn't try to
like
do that.
my dad. You're welcome here. Generates its own white noise. Fun fact: you know about World War II, kids? Okay. Oh, my father. Sorry to break. My father-in-law. We met with him yesterday for lunch, and he did the most dad dinner thing. He's like, guys, so I'm watching the a 3-part documentary on Ulysses S. Grant. Guys, you've got to see it. I'm like thinking, I'm never going to watch multiple hours on the life of Ulysses S. Grant. And he's so delighted talking about it. I was like, this is
You just can't stop him.
a beautiful dad moment. I mean, I can't make fun. I literally play an imaginary world with my friends over the weekend. You guys want to go play pretend with some dice?
You gotta try it. You gotta try it. It's a 9-hour game that we're gonna play.
Okay. It's conservatively 5 hours. And we all play pretend with no video cues.
You gotta try it. It's great.
It's so awesome, guys. The graphics are amazing because they're in your head.
But did you win?
Yeah,
Did you win? Did you win is my dad's line for forever. He always said that.
That was a good one.
Did you win that game last night?
Dad! You don't get it, Dad!
I'm the DM. I always lose.
I'm supposed to lose.
It's my job
He's like,
to lose.
well, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense at all. Why play? All right. I'm back in.
I don't think she heard me.
Fourth wall.
Breaks it.
With a hammer.
I don't know. It seems like everybody's been off their game, behaving a little unusually lately. One of your devil friends been influencing us.
Maybe.
Possible. I have no idea his capabilities.
Well, Morgan, you seem to have been absent-mindedly playing your instrument a lot more often. I've been more curious than I probably should be. And both Kodo and Balrin have been drinking more than I'm used to seeing them drink. And well, Fulcrum, you seem to be angry these days.
Well, my spellcasting is literally hurting me every time I use it, yeah.
So you're suggesting what?
Well, the Devil Man has been in our presence probably for some time. Influencing us, maybe.
Ooh, I don't like the sound of that.
Is there anything we can do to try to think to determine if we're being manipulated that we haven't noticed? Is there anything we can do to do that, or is it just like we just have to wonder?
There are times that a roll is apropos. If you all want to sort of do like a meditative inventory of yourself, we could do a roll insight check. But it's gonna be one of those where you're gonna get clues, but not definitives.
I'm even okay with.
I don't love definitives as a DM in general.
Yeah.
I'm okay with us just talking about it, and then from now on, we're trying to be more aware of it, or like anytime.
Oh, I won't stand in the way of that. I'm saying if you're trying to use system to gain a little more, I'm not opposed, but don't expect all the answers.
I don't think I need to push for that. I think paying attention now, I think will be good. Mm-hmm. Because we didn't know. Like I said, I didn't even know that this guy existed outside of my own dreams until 10 minutes ago. So,
well, if she's in that barn, if she knows how to use the machine, well, actually, right? She dimension doored away, so that's how she's back. Well, if she knows how to use the machine, then she'll be working to get them back, which means sooner than later we're going to have people back here again, unsure of what just went down.
Are we sure that she knows how to use it?
No. In fact, I doubt it.
Probably knows better than any of us.
Well, maybe if you offer to help Skeezer, that will go a little bit of a ways towards mending fences.
Well, if you put yourself in her shoes, How would you feel if the group of us rolled into the front of the barn?
Oh, I'd probably stab you.
Probably immediately call that carrier cow in.
Yeah.
For all she knows, we let's see, she disappeared almost immediately right after Ballrin ate, and then before the fire started.
After Ballrin ate him. Great.
So, from her perspective, we burned their house down. She doesn't see any of her friends. Got an uphill battle here.
Well,
It was
would you like to
elf
go
or
alone?
human?
No, but I think an illusion would.
I can also make 4 of us invisible.
It's not a bad choice.
All Warlock needs is a short rest.
It's a good one.
Short rest for so many slots.
Yeah, I'd rather us all go together, but if you could remain unseen.
Every subreddit on D&D is about the Warlock's Eldritch Blast, but I still don't care. I still don't care, man. 2 slots is not enough. I will never go Warlock. I just don't see it. I need slots. I need spells.
It could be kind of rough.
Can't do it.
It is you ride those concentration long-term effects, my friend. That's what you do.
Yeah. Well, let's give it a shot. I'll put a illusory version of myself out in front, doing the talking, and then if things go okay, then I'll step out and reveal myself.
And then I can make the rest of us invisible, I guess?
Yeah, and if things go really poorly, how do we get out of here?
Check the exits of the barn. Is it just front and back?
As I recall, it's like it's like a good half-day walk back to where we parked the boat, isn't it? Not the boat, the rowboat, right? It's a while. Okay.
So we finally
And the
utilized the rowboat.
And the rowboat is docked kind of clockwise, a quarter of the distance of the coastline away from the grit. Or no. Sorry, the grit was pulled around. So the grit is actually not that far away from. There have been many dockings and many parkings of the grit.
Mostly crashing.
that haven't
A lot
always
of
ended well.
crashings.
Mostly unsuccessful.
So
Well, it's definitely a hike, but I guess it's more or less south from here.
I'm speaking more of immediate ways of getting out of this exact location. Like, should a carrier cow start regurgitating rampaging raccoons, we need to have an escape, like immediately.
Thanks to our little nap, I can retake the form of a beast again. So, I mean, I can fly out of here.
too.
I might.
If I don't do anything else other than make you invisible, I can also make 3 of us fly, but only for 10 minutes. But that'll get us out of here.
Only for 10 minutes. Why even try?
Well, all right.
Hey, Skeezer.
Hey, Kodo.
I believe Ashara is going to grant me one more use of my truth circle. If we can convince her to come into the circle with us, so she knows we had nothing to do with it, perhaps that might sway her. Just an
Not a bad
unfortunate
idea.
misunderstanding between Ballrin and them.
Seems like a good play.
I don't know what else to do.
Me neither. And then when those times come, the best way forward is just through. So, let's do this.
Okay. Do you want us invisible, or if Kodo's going to be casting, do you want him up front with you?
Oh, you be invisible until I can convince her that it's a good idea, and then we'll do that.
Okay. gather around everybody, and I'll make everyone but Skeezer invisible for an hour, and I will take my psychic damage and like it.
As he starts to bend his fingers in casting formation, you see Fulcrum puts his hands together, and as he pulls, black threads come off the tattoo from fingertip to fingertip like a cat's cradle, and then then they snap silently and start to spindle up, forming like a weird net that lands on all of you, and you become cloaked. And you take 4 psychic damage this time.
Oh, that one hurt. Okay.
Everyone
can still hear you, but no one should be able to see
I didn't
you.
get out fast enough, but Paulron just said the exact same thing I did.
I'm pretty trying to get myself out of here. The rest of you are full.
All right, so you guys approach the barn.
So I'm going to cast an illusory version of myself once I get relatively close that walks ahead of me and will be speaking and moving like I am.
Okay. As you guys break the tree line, the house fire has chewed through the second floor completely. There are only studs and partial walls, and there's less smoke now with the heat of the fire so hot that it's just chewing up the insides. So, in a perfect world, I'd have this like everything all orangey, but yeah. So tonally, this is a very nice autumny kind of map, but that's not what it should look like right now. You guys come outside the barn. The door is shut.
Miss Elspine! It's Skeezer! It's been a misunderstanding. I'm guessing you don't know how to use a machine. I'd like to help if I can. I think we were poisoned by a devil. One of the raccoons. It was, apparently the devil was impersonating the raccoon waiters and poisoned us. Not gonna understand if you don't believe us, but... Did you say wait?
No, I said... I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Disadvantage. Disadvantage.
Makes sense.
Straight up disadvantage, yeah.
A 6. A 6.
Ooh, doggy.
How about them apples?
You wait 5 seconds. 10.
Look, I can understand if you don't want to believe me, but we have ways of guaranteeing people are speaking the truth. If you let us prove ourselves, we can do that for you.
The door slowly inside you see the stones that form the base. They're all kind of wet and damp, packed into the cobbles. Are now all dusty, and there's like everything's really dry right here because the heat of the fire. And inside, the firelight behind you that's cast in lights up the whole inside of the barn with an orange glow, and you see the same carrier cow is standing perpendicular with its head generally facing your direction. You don't see anything else. All the doors are shut. The cow has closed the distance from what Balloran saw before. So for you, the cow's right about there. And you see it's just slowly chewing its cud.
Well, that's, this seems to be a sign that you're willing to speak, and I don't want to presume anything and walk in and look aggressive or anything, so Can you just say that's a confirmation? I'm assuming the cow didn't open the door.
The distance is what you see. The door opened. You did not see the cow retreat from it. It's standing there. It was being revealed to you as the door slid open. You wait 5 seconds, 10, 20.
All right. Well, I have no ill will for you. I need.
And
So
you hear an ambient voice that has a minor echo coming from the far back of the barn from where you are.
Okay.
I don't have any assurance it all burned, and there's only 5 of you. If you were me, would you trust anything all of you say?
Not without a spell that could prove it.
I don't want a spell. You give me something better. It's always spells. We rely on spells.
Well, we're magicians. I could talk to you all day. If you believe me, you believe me. I can't make you believe me. I can only tell you the truth, and you have to choose to accept it or not.
Drop your things where I can see them, where I can see that you've dropped them. And I want your hands bound.
Can you willingly break invisibility?
You can willingly break any spell you choose. For invisibility, the moment you... Oh, I see what you're saying. Could you break an invisibility given to you by someone else? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say so. It'd be pretty easy.
Because the action to lose it yourself is your decision, whether you take a hostile action or cast a spell. So I imagine so.
And I'm not going to make it like pulling trigger on a gun. If you just choose to shut it off, you can just choose to shut it
Kodo
off.
walks up to the door, drops everything, hits the scarab, takes off his armor, stands at the door.
Orgain comes out of stealth or invisibility, walks up, puts his bow down, daggers in the ground, does the same thing.
Fulcrum will as well, comes out of invisibility and will put his shield down. That's all I can put down.
Bauer drop the illusion and step around the corner. And,
Bauer walks over and puts the pitchfork down to the ground. Says, "You could try binding my hands, but you're going to find that problematic."
Well, gentlemen, I think she just asked for me, but appreciate the gesture.
Well, it's all about trust, right?
Yeah, this won't be the first time I put my life directly in the hands of others, so let's just go ahead and get through it. Go ahead and bind my hands, and let's just hope she doesn't murder me.
Okay. But, is it okay if I bind his hands, or do you want to bind his hands? I understand if you want to bind his hands. I tie really good knots, though, but if you want to bind his hands, I understand why you would want to bind his hands.
When I feel safe, then we'll face each other. So you do it.
Okay, sure. I'll try not to make it too tight, so it doesn't cut off the circulation skeezer.
Well, don't take my hands off in the process.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I gotten really good at taking limbs off all this time, but no.
You are a magician at that. Absolute artist. It seems like every fight. All right, so there we go. Hands are bound.
As you're tying the knots, ampersand zips down your arm.
It's a 16.
And nice. And kind of watches the knot tying. And in the last moment before you let go, standing on your own hand, nuzzles Skeezer's wrist. And then zips back up your arm into the cloak.
Oh, wow, he hasn't come out in a while. He's been real spooked. That's a good sign, I think.
Hope so. Well, all right. Well, let's see what happens. Of course, if I die, there's many duplicates, so make a friend with one, and I'll see you later.
Well,
I'll start wandering in, kind of slowly, kind of staring up at the cow.
The cow is not facing you, but in the way that any prey animal has like 360 vision, you can see its eye, it can see you. So,
I'm
but
gonna walk in a way that it always can see me.
Sure.
So I don't want to get into blind spots. And since I can speak with animals, if this is an actual animal, I'll speak an animal.
What do you say?
I don't want any trouble. I'm not here to bother anybody. Let's be cool. Let's be friends. Keep enjoying whatever you're chewing there. It looks tasty.
Good.
Where that came from. Talk to you later, okay? Just thanks for.
And for a second, you see like a little burp, maybe. And when you get close, you can see like little lump of movement along the skin of the belly that look like maybe that's a knee, maybe that's an elbow.
I have to say, this is quite an ingenious creature. You've got an amazing functionality.
You see walking out of this. Nope, I'm not on a layer that you can see, so you can't see that when I ping, but now I'm on a layer that you can see, and she came out of this door.
Okay.
That door slides open. Yeah, right here. And you can see that bluish mist has dissipated for the most part. It's now more at the back of the entire barn. And she walks out.
All right. Well, should I cross the cow?
That's fine. Right there.
As you can see. Actually, right hand's behind my back. Turn around. See? As far as I could tell, the raccoon band someone was in that group that had ill will towards us all. We were all poisoned. I don't know why, but the raccoons apparently turned into a man. Well, more of a devil. Nearly killed Morgaine before leaving in a fiery brimstone portal in the yard. Now the fire, that seemed to be something set by your people, as I can understand.
She looks over towards Morgaine for a second. Morgaine, are you fully healed?
I've got I'm 3 under, so basically fully healed.
Then she looks back to you, Skeezer, after the mentioning of Morgaine's fight. They're very angry. They've told me what to do, and this is the first time it's been left to my decision. I want to believe you, but there's really no reason why I should at this point.
It's just a matter of faith is the only thing I can offer you.
Question, I don't mean to interrupt, but have you spoken with them?
The machine holds all of us in its memory, which feels like an emptiness. But the operator can speak to those inside.
So ask them if I tried to heal them.
Oh, that's good. That's right.
I tried to convince you that we did not do this.
Persuasion check, Kodo.
Come on, you got this. And a much higher charisma than I have, that's for sure.
I'm terrible at persuasion. I'm really bad.
That's great to hear.
Like shitty bad.
Well, you're not at disadvantage. It's just a straight roll, so.
13.
That trip will take time. I'll return, and when I do, we'll talk again. And she dimension doors away. The cow vaguely looks in your direction. The mist continues to dissipate. You guys are there long enough that you do hear scratching and things bumping or meandering behind some of these doors. You're just there long enough, you know there's something back there. You're just not entirely sure what. But at least on this side, and at least a skeezer, you can definitely tell these two adjacent to you have stuff behind them for sure. You hear like sniffling and snorting, like that, heavy breathing, like something's just muffling around. You're not really sure.
Okay.
You never gotten after 5 minutes, 10.
Sorry if I
20
overstepped
minutes.
my bounds, Skeezer.
No, that was great. You're bailing me out. I'm not very good at this.
20 minutes later, she reappears.
I've got to learn that trick. That's a good one.
The shapeshifter stays unarmed.
I'm already disarmed. I already got my hands bound.
I'm not talking about you, Skeezer.
Oh, right.
I want it really over with. Plox repeated what you said. Plex is always a neutral party, so Plox also screamed a lot of other things. He's not here. He's not here anymore. And at this point, you're talking, Skeezer. You see Fulcrum sees Kodo. Balrin, you're just far enough away with your keen elven eyes. A little tough to tell. Morgan, a little tough to tell. But Skeezer, you see it the best. Parts of her are starting to become transparent in little pieces. Each piece is approximately the size of like a Rubik's Cube chunk that'll, like, when she moves, it'll like wisp, like it's not like an illusion that's fading, it's like it's dissolving.
It looks like there's not much time. Do you know how to use the machine?
I don't care about this place anymore. I just want an end. Cast your spell, and she walks up to Kodo. When we stand inside this, all of us speak true, or does it only affect me? I'm sorry, Skeezer, I'm moving you, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
We all speak truths.
And if you want magic, let's trust in that. It's
I
never
cast
wrong.
Zone of Truth.
We don't know where Plix is, but we've narrowed it down to maybe 2 islands. The house contained most of Plox's research. For what it's worth, Plex's interests and oddities reside in the barn. It's all yours. The creatures won't listen to any of you, but they shouldn't be hostile to you unless the right command is given. It doesn't matter because the creatures will vanish sometime tomorrow or the day after. I have hours. And then the next me will join you if you'll have me for the time that we have together. I want to see this through. Devi and Grant agree with me. Plox is just too angry. And that's all he is anymore. But anger isn't going to finish this, no matter how it's directed. I don't want to see you dead. And she looks at Skeezer. But I can't guarantee that the final machine won't risk that.
Well, I can tell you honestly, we risk that pretty much on a daily basis as is.
You've led me to believe that I should trust you. But we've been chased by enemies, so I understand what it's like to never be left alone. Ask me what you want. Promise me you'll keep your word and we can work together without a threat of violence or a promise of violence. Each of you.
I promise, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree to that.
I can promise.
Sure, I won't do anything.
Her eyes rest on Morgaine.
I agree.
And I promise all of you. All right. I promise I won't hurt any of you, nor will the team, but I cannot speak for Plox or Plex. That's why I'm not letting them out. They'll just stay until this is done.
When they spoke, they made it sound as if somebody had to do the process with the machine to get you back. How is this going to work?
The machine can't be part of the deal. It's too dangerous, and I'll trust you in this, but I wouldn't even trust the Arcademy with the machine, even if I were real. We can discuss the machine. You will never know where it is by my willing word.
I'm only asking because I wonder if we are needing to do something to help you with it.
I generated Grant, and he's manning it. Until my time is up. He'll generate another me. We'll find a way to make it work.
Will next you remember this?
We sadly retain memories, yes. It's the pain that makes this all so terrible. It's been a lot. Good luck. If you can find anything that will help, that would be nice. I don't know what you're going to find. Plex has a lot of little oddities in his shop. The animals could stay. You could let them go. They shouldn't be angry for any reason. Without a command, they're docile. They're just animals.
The 2 islands you spoke of. Could you please mark them on Skeezer's map?
She does. She marks Kanaku, and let me check the other for location.
Shit. Kanaku. Tunnel Beast.
Kanaku is checked, and Rigita. So the 2 furthest to the southeast.
Was our initial instinct.
But with these animals, what happens to them in a few days? Do they?
If we don't breed, we don't breed them, they vanish. Any breeding animals on the island have a chance, but they don't have a chance in the sense of all this was. I'm sure you're going to find a lot about it in the barn. It was always Plex's doing. He's the animals. It was his little project to find workarounds to the machine's limitations on living things. The house, after it's destroyed, might rebuild itself, but I'm not entirely certain. Plox always said it could do that, but he never went into details. It doesn't mean I think anything will be survived on the inside, but again, I don't know. I'm sorry it all worked out this way.
So am I.
Yeah, us too.
Anger's a
We were
poison.
hoping for an end.
Well, on that we all agree.
So you will return and your other friends?
I will.
I assume you can find us on our ship?
Until you find a way to stop us from watching. Which, I should mention, is a problem.
Yeah, clearly now.
So we shouldn't use the tattoos. We shouldn't move them.
The tattoos, when they change, were like a signal for Plex and Plox. It doesn't matter now, though. Right now, I trust Grant implicitly. I wish I could say the same about Devi. Devi's a good man, but he has faith in the false memory of the Arcademy he thinks but never actually worked for. He will do what Plox and Plex think is best. I can't trust him to trust you. So I'm your envoy for all of this ridiculousness. I'll see it through for as long as I can.
How many days sail is the closest island, Skeezer?
Well, it's the one she mentioned here would be approximately, and the other one is about
2 days.
Well, then let's set up a rendezvous at blah, 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 days from now.
damn feels on the go.
We're on Grugra right now, right?
Yeah, we're on
checking the tiny map, and from Grugra, it's 2 days to get to Regita, and basically 2 days to get to Kanaku. And just tell me where you want this rendezvous to be. Sorry, pick your point. We're familiar with the area enough. We can pick well, I'd say safe, but safe is just not a term for this place.
Why am I not seeing Raguda on here?
Regita's on the bottom. Regita. I'm saying Raguda. It's not. It's Regita.
Oh, Regita. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
That's the one that we're thinking of going to. The 2 that were marked was that one, and what was the other one? Was it the one right above it?
Bottom right on are Kanaku and Regita, and those are both the locations they've narrowed it down to.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I don't like the sounds of tunnel beasts. The other one's just thick jungles. Not that any of these names have been accurate so far.
We've visited both. We've visited both. There is a tribe of those sea things. I don't know what. No. The violent ones, the strange ones. They They look somewhat like, if you've ever heard of a Sahagin, they look somewhat like them, but not quite. More emaciated, larger eyes, fish humanoid. They have claimed Regita as a sort of territory.
Lovely.
We can fight them, but there's a lot of them. We can see at night that they swarm out of the waters to something that's on that island. The other one, rocky, sparse trees, but where there are trees, they're very big. The worms are, we've only seen 3, but they are very large. The island is full of tunnels. We have only begun to scratch the surface of a few tunnels that we've mapped, and they led back home for the 3 of us. The 3 of us have always been the advanced team. The 3 of us always go, and Plox and Plex always stay. So,
just ran out of time. Well, he's moving large amounts of metal, if the story was being remembered correctly here, right?
Yes, we've seen some of those shipments dropped off.
He has to be putting it somewhere out of sight.
With your mentioning of that, the first shipment was dropped off at the island, and she points vaguely towards the east. But at the time of the pickup, when we were staking that out, the whole shoreline filled with a rainbow-like cloud, and then we lost visual, and then the shipment was gone. The second time, it was at Kilam again, and she's pointing at the one slightly to the east, directly off Grugra. And then the fourth time, it was on the far southeast end of Kalam, and an army of Waven came out of the water, took it, and then the Waven teleported it away, but all of our divination seemed off. Something was not. We felt that a lot of that might have been a lie.
Sounds likely.
We've only had cursory dealings with Waven, and something about the way they moved and talked felt fake. The last time was the one that gave us a pause. The last shipment was dropped off at, again, that southeast corner of Kalam. And it was picked up. And we aren't certain if what we saw was an illusion. But a golem walked out of the water and physically picked it up. And I have not seen its construction before.
Well, illusions don't do that.
We intercepted, and the 3 of us came home. And I came home after about 3 hammering hits. I needed time before I could return on that one. So it had a chrome-like surface, but it reflected almost like a rainbow coloration in the light. It had purplish veins throughout it. Let's see. We couldn't harm this thing with magic. Magic seemed to just disperse.
Well, that's pretty scary.
Sounds like the Waben, though. They used elementals quite a bit.
A little bit, yeah. Though it also sounds like maybe those fake Waven were more devils in disguise again, maybe?
Or simply illusions.
Or that.
Who we're after here. And this construct,
you see her midsection wisps away. So it's like there's a beach ball sized chunk of her that's dissipating in the midsection now. On the right side. She's like, "Ugh."
By the way, the glowing circle around me starts to fade as well.
It's for the best.
Well, before it's too late, I want to say thank you for taking these first steps.
Of course. Is there anything else you need from me?
For you to be well?
When you have every answer you've ever asked for, I'll either be gone for good or I'll be well. I know we can't trust that the magic is over, but, and she turns to Kodo, I'd like you to promise me one thing. If it all fails and you never find him, when I've given up, I'll tell you where the machine is, the one that we use, and I want it destroyed. Would you do that for me?
Will that also kill Skeezer?
I don't know.
If I can set you free, I will.
If you can, I want it over.
I understand.
But we'll cross that bridge if we have to, when we have to.
Is that the will
Good
of
luck,
the
gentlemen.
others as well?
Devi believes. Grant just wants to see me happy. Devi won't be convinced, though. He's an elf. I mean, no disrespect. She turns to Morgaine and Balrin. Your people are not known for changing once you've set an idea into faith. Devi believes in duty above all things. Thank you. And she casts Dimension Door and she's gone.
Feel awful.
Well, we know our next location anyway.
Yeah. Anything we want to find around here, Skeezer?
Well, we've been...
Oh, do you want to take a look at this barn now?
Might as well take a look.
Bowron retrieves his trident.
Yeah, I'll get my shield as well.
How are we all feeling?
Guys, pick up all your stuff.
I mean, banged up, sore, and kind of depressed, but I mean,
No more, you guys. Jeebus.
A little shy on rum, but short of that, I'm feeling just fine. Let's see what's in this barn.
All right. You guys go in, and once you're in and poking around, once she leaves, the cow kind of randomly starts to shuffle towards you with no urgency. And then it stops randomly at the door and starts looking outside and then nuzzling down at the grass here. And then you notice in its upper half, it's missing like almost like a rain barrel size or an oil drum size chunk out of its upper back hip that's just dissipating up like tiny little mist. And then when you guys walk in, and I have to bring a lot of stuff into view.
As a cow's walking past Skeezer, he'll look up to him and say, "Go graze. Enjoy your meals. See the ocean."
Artillery.
Don't know if we saw those.
You did.
That's a new one.
Yeah. I'm gonna let the animals loose and let them go live their best life for the next few hours they have or whatever.
Yeah.
They all kind of wander out. Some of them will bump against you trying to get out, but they're in no hurry, really. And nothing I've put on this board is a runner, so to speak. So they all kind of bumble out and randomly start walking around outside. You poke your heads in here, and you guys actually see very elaborate marble inlay with a lot of symbols, circles built into the floor.
That's these first
And-
two.
Yes. One appears to have a little bit of. Actually, let's do an overall investigation check. It'll be for the whole barn, so we can kind of move along. And whoever gets what they get will learn what they learn.
All right. Thank you for the bits, by the way.
Ooh, bits! Who gave bits?
We got some
Early.
bits.
It was ASMR bits. It was specifically for ASMR.
Oh, I can do that. What does she want to hear? I'll do bits.
She
for
said there
ASMR.
was. She said there wasn't enough.
Whoa!
Caesar.
It's like Providence.
You know, it's like I've been here before.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right here. I stuffed this for myself last week.
Fulcrum, you are kind of once again
It's crazy. I've never been in a bar.
overwhelmed by the craziness of it. It's a lot. Like you're taking in a new cultural thing, and it's just like the smells and the animals bumbling around and all the different storage. It's almost like a ship built into the ground. It's weird, which is more spacious. Let's see, and what did I get for Morgaine and Kodo? Unless you guys don't want to check it out.
I got 15.
15. What did Kodo
Sorry.
get?
We're investigating.
If you want to, you don't have to.
I have 20. Oh, that's
Rolled off that 18.
Yeah, just looking around. Yeah.
Wow, a barn, guys. This is crazy.
So entertaining. Yeah, look at this barn. Yeah.
It almost reminds me
Alright.
of where Dad used to keep some of his
See,
pets, but there's a lot less.
This is
left.
one of those Illinois pole barns though, where it says it's a barn, but you go inside and they've got like an apartment set up.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's
not really
a barn dominium, right?
That's right.
That's what they're
Barn-dominium.
called. Barn dominium.
That's amazing.
Hey, those are like $8,000 a month here in San Francisco. So
What if it's like a barn dominium McMansion?
It's because you have to know the Illinois land tax code loopholes.
Barn Dominion McMansion is my least favorite McDonald's character. So, I like the Fry guys better than that guy. So when you guys walk in, you notice, Skeezer, that this ring here actually has some like
tier 3.
Oh
so
boy.
tier-
What?
Three. Thank you.
Look
so
at this
much.
guy.
Well, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
boy.
Somebody wants
Thank
those
you so
cool
much.
emotes.
He gets that D20. I think he might be the or he or she. I'm sorry. I
only
don't know.
one that has
Only
that.
one that has the D20.
I made the D20. I don't even
Put
have
the D20. Put the D20 in there. We need to see it. It'll be the first time.
It's so pretty.
You know, I think we have two
Levi
more
worked hard on it.
emojis too. That I saw we unlocked.
That's funny.
Oh no! Does he? So is it next to his like icon when he posts out?
Right there.
There it is.
Oh,
First
there's that
time
next
ever.
one.
Oh no,
Nice.
the is it the
I'm thinking of the crystal one.
Oh, D1 is tier 3. I'm sorry. The D1. Well, let's see that.
Yeah,
He's got the nat one. He's got the
Nobody
nat
has
one.
Levi.
He's the only nat one we've
Nobody
ever
has
had.
failed.
So cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boom.
Nice. All right, you see
That's
in
awesome.
this
Thank you so much.
in this circle right here that the circle itself has been somewhat like damaged. You can see scuff marks on the wall. It looks like something big got really pissed off. You see like dents and kick marks and scratches. This one, the room kind of smells like it smells like raw eggs in the room.
Do we smell that same thing whenever the double did his thing?
No, it doesn't smell like sulfur. It doesn't smell like rotten eggs. It smells like raw eggs. Like when you crack an egg and just let it sit, don't cook it and smell that. This room you guys walk in is a full-on like alchemy station. There's enough supplies here that you guys essentially have 3 alchemy kits if you want them. And this is a whole table full of notes and drawings and sketches of all these animals and like plans. In addition, you find a whole list of animals and names for all of them for indigenous life you've seen back when you originally crashed, life you've seen in the ocean, things you've seen in the air. And Skeezer and Balrin got the best investigations. Balrin, you managed to find... Oh, I know. I am well aware. I know. You're going to get all the good stuff. I promise, looter shooter. All right, so... it's getting all Borderlands in here. Give me everything. Bumbling around in here, Balrin, you notice that on the alchemy table, there are 3 healing potions, just potion of normal healing, the wimpy one. And you find 2 vials that appear to have a slow, viscous moving liquid in it. One is almost clear, but it's got a bluish tinge to it. The other one has a slightly copper tinge to it. And you find a yellow crystal on a leather cord on the same table and a silver little metal shard. And it's on the same table. That's what you find. In addition to that, you can see scattered, and Skeezer and you find this at the same time. Scattered about this table are tons of tiny little note card looking scraps of paper covered in a scrawling handwriting that you ID as Gnomish, but it's Gnomish gibberish. It's Gnomish it's the Gnomish alphabet that's been scrawled together in a encryption. Yeah, it's a cipher. And you find 11 of those. Give me an intelligence check for memory.
Okay.
Oh, just barely made it. Skeezer, this is a tiny... It reminds you of the exact same thing you saw Plox pull out of his hands and rip that triggered the room trap. And you see a pile of them on the table scattered. Some are in little note boxes. Some are in the process of having been scrawled and were then abandoned. Some are in little files. And then, guys, you find... oh, God, I got to start listing shit. You find a steel box about in the shape of a book, Skeezer, and you find a case containing multiple scrolls that's leather.
Are you writing all this down by chance?
Nobody. I don't think anybody's writing anything down because I'm not writing stuff down. I'm reading stuff is what I'm doing. Is just reading stuff. And,
I can't hear you if you're talking to me.
Okay.
Yes, I'm 3 minor healing potions.
As you guys are going around, all of you notice weird, tiny things on both desks. There is a small wind-up sheep. There is a balsa wood turtle. There's a tiny acorn that's been carved to look like a mug. There is a paper coffin. There is a whittled stick where the end has been carved to look like a locust, but the rest still retains its bark. But it's not the length of a wand. It's about the length of a thick pencil. And there is a tiny ceramic butter dish. It looks like maybe 2 inches long and a half an inch wide. And a small balsa wooden sundial.
Jesus have weird fucking habits, you know that?
Skeezer, everything I've listed to you pings magic. All of them.
Oh. These are imbued.
Well,
in addition, as you guys are wandering around, you can see at his desk, and you notice Skeezer and Balwin, you see it too. There are drawings of a dragon. 2 of them, actually. One that's very detailed and one that's very poor. In addition to all the drawings of all the animal life. The armadillos, the cows, the weird 4-winged birds, the trundling 6-legged badger thing you guys once saw, the little gophers with the parrot beaks, all these are drawn around here. But the one that seems to stand out, because it is larger and it's a little bit more detailed, is a large dragon. There's one that is a silhouette for scale, listing span. It's gauging that whatever this thing is, it's easily 500 to 600 feet wingtip to wingtip. And then one that shows it in light. It is green, it is crystalline, or it is stony or super overscaled. And it has a forest on its back.
Is that the thing I saw?
You saw something big from underneath.
Yeah. Well, I got a scale, so I mean...
You got a scale that looked like a crystalline leaf. The other dragon, you see about 5 poor sketches of, and it has pinks, blues, yellows, golds, silvers, elaborate wings, and all these little straight tendril fronds that grow off in like a crown and down its spine and coming off the edge of the wings, bright spots, little spiral shapes. The wings look closer to a moth or a butterfly than a dragon wing.
Huh.
And there's a page of drawings of that one. And that one seems to be the one that's being worked on the most right now, with all these little journals that are open. You see about 3 different little journals. One that is clearly for drawing, one that's clearly more for notes.
Okay.
Fulcrum.
Yeah?
Come here.
Okay. Yeah, what do you need, Balwin?
There's all these potions, little vials of gooey liquids. Fortunately, no fucking rum.
Oh, do you want me to hand these out then?
What you want with them? I don't
sure.
need them.
Thanks. Yeah, I haven't really been making my own brand, so
So much
theirs isn't
photo. No, I think a picture of his dragons right there on the wall too. That's the one I think I saw over the Wobbin Island.
Oh, did you hear that, Kodo?
What? I'm sorry, I was just... The structure of this barn is quite interesting.
Right? The ceiling's so high.
I didn't know that you could build something this large with wood.
This Bowern points with his trident. He points at the dragon picture.
Oh,
that one there.
There's another room over there. I didn't see that. Okay.
This one here. That's the one I saw over the Wobbin Island that dropped this scale. And I pull one of those. I think I gave the other scales away if I remember right, but I kept one. So I pull out my one scale. So I dropped this.
Mm-hmm. That's the one we're going to.
I believe so.
I got all that.
He's got a second one here, though. Look. Different. I haven't seen that one before.
Sorry, better dish, yeah.
Have I seen anything like this before? DM
No, that's
DM.
That is very strange. Give me a history check. Let's see what happens.
It's interesting looking at these things. It could be that they're...
Oh, look at it. That 20 is staring at you and mocking you.
I'm gonna reroll now.
Yes. Oh, that's the reroll? Okay.
Well, that's right. You never used it for. You didn't get poisoned.
Oh!
What?
Fuck you, reroll. Thank you very much.
Fuck you, reroll.
Was that-
Fuck you, reroll. That's the meanest reroll. Oh.
That is the worst reroll.
Okay.
Hey, can they
and
buy me
I
rerolls?
thought
Come on, chat. Buy me like
No, there's no
rerolls.
buying. Join us on Wednesdays where the chat entirely influences everything. Okay.
Wait, plot?
moving on.
Yeah, leave it to a dice roll. Fuck me.
Well, it is interesting though. That book over there may be creative in nature, but this other one looks like more documentary in nature.
And those little fucking spell scrolls that they tore up to like try to blow up the house.
Well, I'm sure one of them is like that. Probably a sigil. Glyphs and wards, maybe. I don't know about all of these. I mean, if all of them are, good lord, it's a lot.
Well,
I do
seems
love
to be his
swords.
go-to thing.
Well, it's something.
They're looting. Sorry, everybody. It's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff popping up.
They love
We loot the
looting. They're looting the room, and they got a nat 20, and I didn't expect them to get this much shit. I really didn't, but here we go.
Well, I wonder what these actually do. They all have abilities, I assume. Probably just knickknacks, but
Paddywhacks.
Give a dog a bone.
occasionally it's sometimes not good for them. But also maternal. Find out sheep.
And you can see there's little. This desk is a roll top desk, and there's little shelving along the wall here too. It seems that Plex was a very project-y type. You see lots of little ideas, and you can see on a shelf over here the current thing that was last left out being worked on is schematics for something that looks horse-like. You can see like drawings of a horse, and there seems to be like a drawing of a funnel through its back with like a large barrel structure zoomed out, almost like a call out in a schematic.
Okay.
And you can see like there's extra structure laid in, and then you can see formulas listed in there for conjuration.
Well, he's creative, that's for sure.
And then in the last room over here, you actually see a wooden, partially created sculpture, almost in the same stance of like a barn with like studs and everything, and like a rib cage structure of a partially completed horse with a giant central cylinder chamber that can be slid in and out. And you see like there's little notes all over the floor. You can see that each of the hooves have a hollow chamber where there's all this runic work that's been scratched in and scrawled with. And this horse statue thing is incomplete. It's missing its whole upper half and half of its head that was still being hammered together with nails. You see lots of drawings all over the wall of what this thing's supposed to be. And you see listed a whole name, a page of names. It says huge horse, horde horse, hovel horse, hutch horse, question mark, scratch, scratch, scratch.
Okay. Well, alliteration's definitely a thing. So he's got himself up to a lot of work here. I'm assuming the notes in here may be references to how to use the machine of some sort.
You dig through, and you do, with that being a goal, end up finding a couple journals talking about test run 172. You thumb through test run 304, test run. Like, so it's a lot. The book continually mentions the drain. You hear a lot of names tossed around till the name is constantly repeated, drain, that Plex and Plox both refer to in the notes. Plex talking about Plox's opinions too, that the machine left either of them feeling a little crazy or emotionally broken, or it would cut out chunks of their memory. And the only way either could combat it is to let themselves die and then reconstitute a new version themselves that would have no drain effect at all.
Well,
and the drain, there's all these notes about how to combat the drain. And then the workaround that Plex has listed for the animals is summoning animals that were already pregnant when they appeared.
Okay.
So at some point they'd give birth, so the new birth would have a chance to exist a little bit longer to maybe breed. So if they could outbreed, and then all these notes how he encoded these animals to rapid breed and rapid age. So if they could outbreed the fate effect, you'd have an island full of big animals that live a matter of days, but also breed really fast. So.
Well, there's a genius afoot here, but
all this takes
husbandry is impressive.
All this takes a while. And on that note, it's midnight. Let's take a 10-minute break as you guys are cashing out everything in the barn and trying to figure out what you're going to do next. So with that, stay with us. I'm going to make T&P, everybody. Hey,
T&P.
T&P.
Be right back.
I don't need TP. I need 2T and 2P.
PT.
All right.
Right back, everybody.
Well, there's a few of us here.
I'm here so the story can continue. And DJ, we're just going to have twisty conversation music.
Twisty conversations.
Geezer's here.
All right. So, welcome back, everybody. You guys loot, meandering through, really checking through everything. Investigation is not a quick process. You guys have burned up about an hour and a half milling through the stuff of the barn, and that's just locating everything, thumbing through everything, actually looking at journals, actually reading things, trying to decipher some stuff. Skeezer, if you give me like a top 2 or 3 items you really want to identify, then we can just go ahead and cover that now.
All right. Well, given that we have some drinkers in the party, I need to know about this acorn mug.
Okay. The acorn mug has to be filled and drank from. And once you drink from it, you know the direction and distance to the nearest tavern. You can only do that once a week.
Well, I believe this is going to go to Balrin, though I'm not sure if we'll ever see you after a while. But if you drink from this once a week, you'll know where the next cache of booze is.
Oh, finally a magic item worth having.
The way you interpret the aura around the mug is it's more like the cycling of booze. Not like a stash of it, but how quickly it changes hands and volume. It's sort of how the algorithm of the magic was written, so this would actually work. So it might pick up a stash of booze, and it also might pick up a tavern. It depends.
So I listed it on my sheet as the acorn mug of booze detection.
That'll do.
That's a good one.
It resets once a week. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kunjai54. The only thing my computer can do well is this camera, and that is due to the fine artifice work of our Kodo, Clint over here. He's a good man, everybody. Let's see if I put it in the quick direction. I didn't, did I? I referenced them and look at the feed right now.
It's all right.
Okay. So.
How about...
I went the wrong way. Clint's over here. Okay.
Good stuff, man. How about the paper coffin?
Sorry, guys.
The paper coffin. The paper coffin.
Whatever, dude.
If there is a humanoid corpse within 10 feet of you,
Dog problems.
it rises as a zombie and follows non-violent commands for an hour. It resets every week. You open the coffin.
Wow.
It's a tiny origami coffin. You open the lid, and then you have a zombie for an hour. It just won't attack anything.
Are you writing that one down for us, or do I need to write that one down? That's pretty amazing.
You eventually, from cross-referencing stuff, find in the journal that this collection of stuff, Plex is also workshopping the name. You see the derivations, but he lands on the name Trinket Snaps, since the majority of them are actually destroyed to function. You happened upon 2 that are multiple use in your identifies.
Okay. What about the wind-up sheep?
The wind-up sheep, when wound up, will run at a target, burst into flames, and set stuff on in its end point, and it'll do 1d6 to a single target. It also destroys itself in the process, so the sheep's a one-shot.
Are all these items just from the Worms video game where you just lob sheep and...
I want the concrete donkey.
That's right. Let's get a concrete donkey.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I believe that's the number you said I could figure out.
Yep. Looking through, give me a intelligence check or if you have a better skill to decipher the encryption, the little sheets are all in Gnomish, your root language. So you have an advantage to it because you already know the alphabet. We could call it investigation if you want.
Yeah.
Or if you have something that or you could do Arcana if you want.
Do investigation.
Okay.
Oh, you said I had advantage. I didn't roll it, but let me roll it again.
Go and roll it again.
Just in case.
Ooh.
Really? Double 17.
The gods want you to roll a 17.
That's a 25.
All 11 of these seem to be one-shot scrolls that anybody can use by tearing them. Whether or not they're a wizard or whatever, you cannot break these down and add these to your book. It seems to be that in trying to do so, it'll destroy itself and cast itself. The way they're designed, if you read them, it destroys and casts. But if you tear them, they cast and do what they're supposed to. Ooh, peanut butter pretzels.
So
you do.
Nice.
Or it does the same thing. Maybe I misunderstood.
Okay. You tear them, they function, but then they're gone. If you try to transcribe them, they'll just destroy themselves and you can't transcribe them. In trying to do so, they'll start to unravel themselves. You find a note. The note that makes sense that pops into your mind after you've played around looking at these is he's coined these as rip scrolls. So theoretically, the other guys could use them too, not just you.
Well, these would be very useful for everyone.
It's going to take you a while to go through all 11. It's like...
Is there any reference to a missing spellbook?
Not here.
Okay. All right. And has anything weird happened with my spellbook since I've been here?
You haven't checked it, honestly. You never told me you wanted to look at it. The spell book. Well, okay, you can crack it out right now. You get the spell book out, and when you reach into your bags to where the spell book is, you feel crawling away from you. Tiny little somethings in the vicinity of the book. You feel the book, but the weight feels a little bit off.
Okay. I'll open it up.
When you pull the book out, dangling off it and falling back into your bag, you see an origami spider. You notice multiple pages in the book aren't there.
And this was how the barn burned down.
Kill it with fire.
Didn't use my conversation ability that I do with the book?
Yeah.
Pop up. Hello? Are you there?
Let me go!
Are you the spider?
Yes! We're getting out of here! And you see like two origami spiders crawl out of your pack where the book was kept. They're not that fast.
Who am I talking to?
You're a liar!
No, definitely not. This is what I thought was
You fought my dad! You're a liar! Then you hear, and you see a page sliding out and starting to fold itself into a tiny origami spider. Escape! And then it just yells escape in all caps on that page.
Well, this is unfortunate, guys. This book believes it's owned by the original. told it I would take it back, and that's what I thought I was trying to do. But apparently, it doesn't believe me.
Oh,
now since it's other me's,
you guys see there's now 5 origami spiders that have crawled or fallen out of his larger pack where he keeps his books. They've hit the ground and they're trying to scurry away, but they aren't traveling in one location. They're kind of just scattered.
Do you want?
You can see some of them have writing on them. Some of them are just blank. Well, what you can see of the origami has no writing on it.
Should I get those? Do you want me to pick those up, Skeezer? Or...
They're very flat.
The way things have been going lately, I'm kind of thinking if he wants to go, he goes. But you should know that we're actually still on the hunt. We're still looking. Trying to figure this out.
Give me a persuasion check. Disadvantage.
Like 6. How about that?
All caps. Where's my dad? Did you blow him up? Question mark.
No, I didn't blow him up. Depending on which one he is, he may have actually blown himself up. Which one did you think was your dad? Laxatics or Loxatics? ...
There... ... That's my dad! You put him in a frog, then you put him in a fire. Why did you burn my dad? All caps. The book is only writing in all caps right now. And then you hear shh, 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 and then 2 more spiders start to fold themselves on the spine, and then these ones jump off like whee, and then they kind of float down origami style.
Well, in that case, there was a severe misunderstanding that we're trying to work out right now. We were all poisoned, along with your dad, by a devil, and your dad thinks that we attacked him.
You say that, and then the spiders, getting too close to Fulcrum, turn around and start crawling in the opposite direction.
Not him. Something else.
I guess they're going to make it really hard for me to get those now, huh?
Look, I can't tell you what to do, but I know what's going on here seems confusing. It's very confusing. We're confused. But we're trying. And if there's a way to fix this, we are going to do it. If you think we can solve it, you should stay with us. But if you want to go, you can go.
All the spiders stop. They shuffle around. Dot, 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 dot in the book. What happens next? Question mark.
Guys, the book's asking what happens next, and I'm not sure what to say.
Well, what are you going to do next?
Well, we got some clues as to where to go next. Which island? We have the device here that we can study and try to understand. That's going to take a while.
So do you want to learn about the device, or do you want to find the other one?
Well, that's a tough choice, but I feel like if we don't move on something that might move, it's going to go somewhere else.
Fulcrum, you hear a voice pipe in directly to your ear. Fulcrum, this is Steve. When I get done, you respond. Burble here wants Balron.
Oh, you're done. Sure. We're on our way back, and it should only be a little bit. Things went kind of sideways. Be home soon, I guess. How does this work? Do you respond now again, or, hello? Hello? Skeezer, just Steve just reached out to me. I think he said Burble wants Balron.
Burble wants
What does the Burble want with me?
Didn't you send someone out on like an epic quest recently?
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
I don't recall.
Captain.
It's happening again. Oh.
How many burbles is a problem? Says Demon Beast is Lord. What is that?
More than a dozen is definitely a problem, and that's probably talking about Balron again. We'll be home soon. 9 hells.
You wait a minute, 2 minutes.
Ship might be getting over on burbles, maybe?
What?
No.
The ship's getting overrun with burbles.
Maybe?
Well, let me gather up all the notes that I can, and then we'll make our way over there. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, sure. How can I help? Do you need me to gather these pages again, or?
Well, we'll just pick up all the boxes that we can and see what's up.
Okay.
You guys loot it down to nothing. You essentially, if you choose to, have not only 3 alchemy kits, but a workable alchemy station and distillery. If you want to try and transport that whole thing back to the ship. The alchemy station would basically provide advantage on alchemy crafting situations, and the distillery just gives you the capability to brew as well if you want to convert the thing into a brewery.
I mean, if we can carry it, this solves a lot of problems.
It's heavy as shit. You can carry it. You have a Kodo. You have magics that can make it possible to lift it, change its size. There's a lot of ways to do this. I just want to know if you want it or not.
I say we bring it, and then at least we can keep studying this if we need to.
You have deduced that the circles built into the floor are, in essence, like circles of barrier and protection to stop something from leaving that space if you want to turn it off and on. But uninstalling these, reinstalling these will be a day or longer project, and there's a lot of risk in setting it up on the boat. Whereas the distillery is a little bit more of a simple transition of equipment. It's your call.
I mean, if we can take it all, I'll take it all. We'll figure it out as we go, but...
Do we really have time, though, to mess with all these?
Well, eventually.
I just gave a greedy wizard a lot of toys, and all he wants are the toys.
It's that, or we come back to the island again, which I don't know if that's a really good idea.
You know, Balron, I thought you'd be all about having a distillery on the boat.
Look, it's not that I don't want to be able to distill my own rum, but you're talking a couple of days worth of time to get these things detached from the floor. Travel time. Last I checked, we're hot on the heels of some... I don't know, whatever the fuck.
Back on the boat. Let's crash it again.
Like a rallying cry.
I think it's going to take a couple of days here.
I love to see him just like carrying a giant still onto the rowboat, and they're like, "We promise it's gonna be so cool!" Like bring it back to the big boat. And I'm like, "What the hell is this?" Like, I promise, you
Got a margarita machine, guys.
We got a margarita sheet, guys. Ritas for everybody.
We could have been using this to make potions, but instead, margaritas is the answer.
Think about that. So, yeah, let's. If we can detach stuff pretty quickly, I think we should just grab it.
Well, the distillery is capable to move. It's like, you know, moving a bed or moving a set of shelves. The inlaid floor stuff is a whole other thing. That's like a jackhammer tile work. You're trying to get it up out of the floor without damaging the rune work. It can be done, but it's a whole other ball of wax.
All right, fine.
I think we're good. We can come back.
Skeezer, on the plus side, it doesn't look like these circles are going to go anywhere anytime soon. So,
just take a few notes before I go. It looks like
who knows? Barn base, barn base, barn base alpha. By the time you get outside, the cow is very disturbing to look at. There are back legs meandering with no midsection at all, and then a single front leg and a head, and everything is just wisping up as if the body's still there, and it seems to be just like limp trundling around, but it's still moving. This armadillo over here, there's an armadillo over here. It has no head right now, and they're all just fading away in pieces. Not all of them, but they're all like missing something at this point. You guys all start heading back to the ship, and let's go ahead and change. Oh, I'll grab all your new tokens, the ones that bleed.
No ones that bleed.
The ones that bleed so good.
How heavy is the distillery?
Hey, thank you.
You empty out the liquids and take a lot of the reagents. Ooh, thank you, Nikki. It is going to be upwards of like 250 with all the stuff, but if you break it down to pieces, it's manageable. Because you're emptying everything out so you can make it workable. If it still had all of the liquid weight in the combined chamber, they would end up. Wow, there's a lot of blood on the ship. How'd that happen?
It's us.
Fight.
You guys are bleeding real bad. All right.
So it's a huge wizard.
Yeah, I got rid of that one right away. And when you get back, you can see in the water, right here, off the starboard bow. You guys get back. This still is a pain in the ass. Some of you are hugging it in the rowboat because there's no room to sit now. Some of you are like sitting on it. Kodo's got a meaty hand on it to keep it centered so it doesn't upend. And you guys have to go like half speed with the boat just so the whole thing doesn't turn over. I'm not going to make it a check.
Turns out the distillery is 10 feet tall.
It's
okay.
Makes it super top heavy.
And as you guys get into view, you guys start seeing little heads pop up in the water and like, and they all start
look at the stuff.
like
Stuff.
they duck under and start moving towards the rowboat.
Oh boy.
Look out! There's a lot of we figured somewhere between a dozen and 30 we can't tell because half of them keep climbing off the bottom of the ship. Tell Alexander right now trying to clean house, but got no idea. What do you want to do?
We're coming to you. Fulcrum's going to get up in front of the boat, and his eyes are going to go red, and he's going to use thaumaturgy to get his voice really loud. He's going to be, make way!
Intimidation with advantage. Here's
nice. I like it.
Freaking, the only thing Fulcrum seems to feel comfortable intimidating is burbles. 18.
A couple are, and they all duck under, and they all sink. You can't see them anymore. They get out of the way.
Just going to be like lashing the water in front of the boat a little bit, just to kind of make sure they really do back off.
And then you see popping up behind you, about 40 feet back, and keeping that distance. They sort of trail until you get close to the boat, and then they all vanish.
I'll periodically throw body parts as illusions out into the water at a distance.
You see, like, real quick, a little fishy handle grab one and then pass through it, then a couple more, and it looks like a koi pond, but instead of throwing breadcrumbs, you are fabricating illusionary body parts, and instead of fish mouths, it's little fish hands.
These things are awful.
Is there one that seems to be the leader of this group of verbals?
You see, when you guys finally get aboard, Burl's like, Captain, plan.
Well, the plan was to... sorry, Burl. The plan was to sail southeast of here. Another island down the chain. A lot of things happen, but sooner we get away from all these burbles, the better, unless they had something interesting to tell, which I doubt, right?
Heading.
Skeezer, you got the map?
Oh yeah, Captain, you're gonna need to go.
Skeezer comes up, meets him up at the wheel, and at this point, you see Lindell is weighing anchor, and the whole grit slowly swings her big ass around and takes out into water. However, during this slow march, you see climbing up a rope. Shit, I'm all over the place. I'm climbing. And then seawater just chucks out of his gut.
They'll pull him up on the deck.
And you see a chunk of burble comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were doing.
Oh, gifts are throwing the dustins and tongues and lips on it. You leave me alone. I took that too, and I come back. What do you have to do?
Thank you for looking after the boat. I want you to check all the decks. Make sure there are no other ones stashed aboard. They always stow away.
All right. And then he goes jumping down.
All right, Balrin, I guess if you want to see if they had anything to say to you, now's the time.
All right, fine. I'll walk over there. Verbals, show yourselves.
You see about a line of 10 appear at the surface of the water, and then their hands are affixed to the side of the ship. You see one has got a hefty sack and comes climbing up, and then another one comes up. He plops down.
What do you got?
And then he bows. And the other one, and you see the other one is smaller. This burble is half the height of a burble. So he's actually about the size of a, like a Cabbage Patch doll. He's very tiny.
Thanks.
Thanks for the sub. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you for the sub. Appreciated. This burble is about the size of a Cabbage Patch doll. He's all like kind of a gray with little green accents on him. He's like, hello. It is a pleasure to meet the Demon Lord of the Thieves. I am the Knight of the Demon Lord of the Thieves that is bound by honor and purpose. And he like lays out 3 tongues on the ship. These are those that have died in the quest for the holy hand of the Demon Lord. I have taken up the call of my clan that we should do this for the greatness of those who come from beyond.
Oh, wow. Totally forgot
So
about
wait,
this.
are you suggesting that you actually found my hand and it's in that bag?
Yes. Presents forth the relics of the Demon Lord! And then you see they open it up, and then he crawls inside the bag because he's small enough to fit inside of it. And you see he carries it out, and you see it's your fish-eaten, rotted, fucked up, missing hand.
There it is.
This is the demon lord of Rula Sands. Those of the missing hand, righteous in his face from beyond, that he would upend the tips of the scales of the heavens. This, and I, Lime, shall present to you.
All right. So here's what I want you to do.
How bad does it smell? That's what
Now that you've recovered
It stinks. You can see it's got a lot of exposed bone. It's missing all of its fingernails. It's a rotten, blackened fish, like waterlogged, bloated, fucking elf hand. It's messed up.
Now that you've found it, I have some very important instructions for you.
The demon lord speaks. The demon lord speaks. If you were to speak again, I'll cut off your ears myself with my teeth.
And then all the burbles shut up and cower at the edge of the starboard. They haven't even entered it. And then one's like, Lord Lime, and then bows.
Now, what you have to do is, you have to take the hand, and you have to go to the shore of Vula Sands. And there, upon the beach, you have to build a temple in my name, place the hand upon it, and then guard it with your life until I return.
Jesus.
I, Sir Lime, Knight of the Demon Lord Balron Haroth, the Balron, will do this in your name. And any burble who does not call you this is an unbeliever. I will scalp myself in your name, sir.
Oh my god, he's gonna scalp himself.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
You're the demon thieves! And then they all dive off with your hand.
Right.
I'll be damned, they actually did it.
That's pretty incredible. You know, if you just
somehow there's probably a useful talent there amongst them, but I just can't quite place my finger on what it would be.
After you guys are setting sail, you see Burl is just staring down at all this, going like,
Good news is, I think it cleared all of them off the ship, but you should probably do a sweep. I'll be in my quarters.
Yeah, Tolik's on that. They're going, girl.
Speaking of, in about a half an hour, you see Tolig comes up with a bag that is stained red, black, and little bits of odd purple and drippy. And he just chucks that bag over the side. That's clear.
That's good work, Tolig. That's what stowaways get. Or at least purple stowaways.
Captain, let me know that.
You look like you had fun.
Prisoner, without his room, there's something there. There's a bit of the shakes and the sweats. For the day.
One moment. Hey guys, I think Griggs might be having a hard time.
I had to try to leave though. I'll give him a bit of a knocking.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it. Burl's got the deck. Lindell, keep an eye on things, guys. I'm gonna go down below. If I pass out, totally go get them.
Aye.
So I will run down there, and is he like comatose, like dream state looking in his cell?
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you for the bit. You go inside, and you can see that Tolig's he's got bloody fingernails, and he's got bruises all on his elbows, knees, where it's the side of his body that's up against the outer hull as he sleeps. That side that's near a solid wall is bruised. And he's also got scratches, and he's got a gash across his chest. And when you get in there, you can see standing on his knee that's like all folded up, you see Spindle.
Did he get caught in the dream? I've seen you in there. Can you see what's happening to him?
He has protected her so far. He is guiding her on the run, but it is not always going well. There are two.
Hold on. Let me look up the name.
I think I've seen
so
his
I'm right. I don't want to be wrong.
There are two Gorzagas chasing them.
Okay,
It is a matter of time.
well, in that case, they're gonna need help. I've been kind of thinking about this while we were doing a whole lot of walking, carrying some heavy stuff. Do you think there's a way we could...
What did you do?
Well, I asked him to help me with something, but I think we can maybe help them, but I need to find a way to get all of us into a dream. We sort of did that with Skeezer when we went to the ether, but I don't know if it would work the same way.
We're going back to either.
It is very dangerous, but okay. It is a bad idea, and you will probably die. But if you die, don't worry. All of your stuff will be safe with me.
Oh, that I'm definitely sure of. Hold on, let me kind of get up everyone else. And Skeezer, oh, hi. I need to get everyone together. I think we might have a bit of an issue. And round up the crew, bring them down to the hold, where
What's going on, Fulcrum?
What are we doing?
Well, you know, he was really eager to want to prove himself after we gave him that interrogation, and so he agreed to do a favor. Sometimes when I dream, I think I've talked about it a little bit, I go somewhere.
Ooh, thanks for the
bit.
bit. Much appreciated, VTech. To the
you.
DM, chat, they say. To the DM, they say.
Oh, they go to the DM.
Yeah.
They should.
He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Look
I
like that
appreciate that. It's very kind.
ammo to fire at us like in some games.
Okay. Night's young.
Is it though? Is it?
Last
I workshop that voice in my car to work.
It's a great
In
voice.
my commute, I was like, oh, I want to be like that, but I don't want to sound like Stitch. I need it like a little bit off from Stitch. That's what I wanted. So
Back when commuting was a thing.
yeah, yeah,
True story.
yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah, you guys know, like, okay, kids, so we'd actually get in our car. It's crazy, right? And then we'd drive for way too long. Like, way too long.
I do have to say, Spindle's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Spindle's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I went there, I met someone. She was confused. She didn't know where she was, and I tried to help her, and Griggs agreed to try and see if he could find her himself, and I guess he's doing that right now. But Spindle said some other devils are chasing them.
So is this another place like we went earlier, where Skeezer put his face in fire?
God, I hope so.
I'm sure Skeezer's going to find it equally fascinating, but I dream it. It's different a little bit every time I go, but it's definitely dangerous.
None of you have rested, right?
Oh, right. Right, that's true.
None of you have anything to help with.
I suppose we could all use a sleep, huh? Couldn't we?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't even know if this will work, but maybe with Spindle helping, it could.
So you want us to go into your demon dream and save your friend?
Yeah, And I was thinking about this, Morgaine. Harmony used to say she heard someone calling out for help, and it just occurred to me if it's not maybe the same person. I don't know if I could describe to her. I made a little sketch of what she looks like, but I don't really know if that would help Harmony if she only heard her.
This whole time I've been thinking Harmony was the one asking for help.
I wasn't sure. It was weird.
I don't think it's her. I think she can communicate with me pretty easily now. So
Harmony is currently on Morgaine's shoulder.
I mean, there was a week or two prior where Harmony said to Morgaine and I that she was hearing someone call for help, but it sounded like it was different. It was far away, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fulcrum, if you need it, I will assist you.
Thanks, Coda.
No, of course you can count me in.
But I believe we need to rest.
You can count me in. I'm a living Molotov. I just jump right in. Doesn't matter.
Morgaine's always up
Anytime.
for side quests.
Well, let's go ahead and rest. I mean, technically, I guess resting would be a part of this. I think
Thanks, Air.
Sleep.
Yeah, thank you much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Night.
Skeezer's like the anti-pan character.
Caution to the wind.
No plan. Hell yes, let's go.
Skeezer's character after my own heart.
Yep.
Run right in every time.
Sounds like a terrible idea. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. You all go to sleep with the exception of the elves. The elves enter meditative state.
Ooh, thank you for the bits, Kunjive.
Oh, thank you very much.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Kunjive,
And everyone.
he's a classy individual. He's a good guy.
It's true.
We like that guy.
Amazing cook, by the way.
As a hell of a chef from what I
We had him booked at Patrol Possums. That's what we got.
Yes.
I gotta keep possums in the game then.
Every time. He was requesting a titanium possum at some point.
Titanium. It's a homebrew. Who knows? All right. So, you guys all go to sleep with the exception of the elves. As everybody's bedding down for the night, Fulcrum, you're trying to put your anxiety at ease. Not really sure how this works. What current approaches does the party choose to take to achieve what I think you're going for? Is a shared dream travel thingamajobber? So what are we going to attempt?
Inception weirdness. Would we want to probably all be in the same room together? I would think. And maybe see if Spindle could somehow, I don't know, he's watching over Griggs, or maybe we need to be sleeping nearby Griggs. I'm not sure if that would assist with that as well.
No!
So I got this dream spell.
Yes, you do actually.
So I'm not saying it'll work, but I do happen to have a dream spell. I'm just saying, it's a thing I have.
Oh, God. And here I was like, we're going to have to work something weird for this one. Every single time. You're like, DM's like, I don't know how this is going to work. There's always a spell that does it.
So we worry about me and ninja tricks, and he just got dream spells hanging out, waiting for to be used.
To be fair, this campaign, Balrin has had the most ninja tricks, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
It's been Balrin every time.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, he's like utility druid. He's like, I got a thing for that.
It's mostly true.
This is going to require you actually memorizing at dawn, because I don't think this was in your arsenal today.
You can actually take any spells.
Oh, this is the best part of the spell. Elves are immune to it. I can't even contact myself or Morgaine with it, apparently.
My money is that, let's see. I'm going to make it voluntary. So I'm going to play on the wording about elf immunity from the sense that you cannot force an elf to enter dream state, but if an elf chooses to, they can join.
Is that one person? Was that one target, or can you do a bunch of them?
I was trying to see how this works.
Is a creature known
You or a willing creature you touch enters a trance state acting as a messenger. while in trance, the messenger is aware of his surroundings. It's basically allowing you to use dream. So here's what I'll say, and this will work just fine. Using a combination of the spell, actually, I won't take creativity. Figure out what you want to do. There's no precedent.
If you cast that on Fulcrum, then technically he would be the one shaping our dream.
That would make a lot of sense, yeah, right?
Is that what we're going to have to do, right? I mean...
Yeah, it would be either me or...
He knows the way.
Or we try to do it with Griggs to go to where he's at, but I'm not sure where he's at in the dream, so I know where I
Either way, the spell won't happen tonight. Mm-hmm. Balrin doesn't have it prepped. He purposely didn't prep spells.
But we have to sleep anyway, so it doesn't matter.
He has to greet the dawn anyway.
So first thing in the morning, we can attempt this.
You guys are en route. The grit rocks on a fairly placid sea right now.
Oh, okay.
Your overcast that you guys have had for weeks now is lifting up. You're starting to see spears of sky, and the spiraling clouds have picked up speed. And now that you guys can actually see into the canopy, for the first time you see something that is odd. An upper cloud literally has what looks like a very large chemtrail that is fired from south to northwest in a strange arc that curves slightly towards the east. So southwest, moving north, and then curving. And it almost looks like something drilled a hole or punched a hole through multiple clouds, and that thing was massive. That thing was... It looks like if you had all these clouds in the sky and a Titan picked up a ball the size of a city and threw it through all these clouds.
The bloods are merging.
When all the clouds clear, that's the first thing that really throws everybody. And honestly, you guys aren't the first one to notice it. You guys all notice for the first time, Burl's staring at the sky. And not at stars, which he does like all the time for navigation. He's there at morning, like looking. He's there as it's heading towards an evening, looking at it like, and it holds his attention. Which for Burl, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. You guys go to sleep. All the Skeezer clones have sort of piled in the same room, and it seems like they're all comparing notes, and now they're all sharing stories and trying to lock things down. And every time anybody gets near the door, you guys hear, and then you hear somebody go, treat, and then you open the door, and looking right up at you, the moment the door is open, you see like little fiery Skeezer eyes and salivating teeth, and then he gets called off.
Yeah, if there's a time off camera, I would go in and just like debrief him on what all went down and join in on the gaggle.
The new days off camera. So as night goes on, about the moon is high. You guys have a moon tonight. You haven't had it for a long time. It's currently a gibbous moon. And where are you, Morgaine?
Probably Crow's Nest. I generally hang out up there.
Being
like during sleep time.
Oh, I gotta boop.
Uh-oh. What are we booping?
just making sure that they're talking about mic stuff. Whenever I hear a boop in the chat, that means I got a whisper from one of y'all. And if it's a dark secret, I need to know if it's a dark secret. But we're just talking about tech. So you are up in the crow's nest, and then you catch movement in your immediate vicinity, tiny and right by you.
What can I roll to identify? What does
You
this tiny
immediately see Fulcrum's mouse is dragging a piece of paper towards you. And it's got the paper kind of clutched in a prehensile mouse tail. And that's what it says.
I assume he crawled up?
Yeah.
To the... Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you get this? As I talk to a rat and hope he can understand.
Did you mean to give it to everybody? No, you sent that to Morgaine. My bad.
Oh,
I'll
sent
share
it to
that on the
everybody.
stream. Everybody saw it, so yeah.
Everybody saw it? Okay, good.
It's fine.
We all see it.
Okay.
I'm about to tell the party anyway. It's fine.
It's Cam. He's not going to keep a secret. He's not me. I hoard all my dark secrets.
I used to keep secrets as a
They're
character,
the
and then I realized we never took care of those
Never
secrets.
tell anybody.
If you just keep them, you never deal with them.
Guys, if
which
you
is
hang
no
on to
fun.
your dark secret, players out there, it makes you special. The rest of the party, you're not special once you give up your secret. So you look at it, and it scurries towards you, and you've been around Fulcrum a lot. You've seen him absent-mindedly and actively play or give attention to or affection towards Ampersand. You've never seen them this far apart. Ampersand is always skittish. He's not afraid of all of you, and he does seem to have an affection for Skeezer and oddly Balrin. But he never sticks around anybody other than Fulcrum for very long. He is maintaining eye contact with you, and he walks slow, and he reaches out with a tiny little mouse paw.
Okay. Stick out my hand with my pinky out. Like, is he going to shake like a dog? What are we doing here?
He reaches out and he touches your pinky.
Oh boy.
And his eyes give a tiny gold glazing.
Hey, thanks for the follow roll for idiocy.
Thanks for the follow roll
much
for
appreciated.
idiocy. Welcome to the family.
We roll for idiocy all the time.
Yeah, we do.
We love rolling for
Constantly.
idiocy. When we drive a boat, we crash it. And you hear a voice enter your mind as if it's sitting at your ear, but in stereo.
Both ears.
Mm-hmm.
I have two.
I am Zandiel. I have come because he has found you. I am sorry. The gods have abandoned this place, and this angel's turn to enter the board of play has come.
You're talking about the man in red, I assume.
It has many names. Names it has made, names it has earned in blood and smiles and pain. But that matters not. We seek my sister. You carry my niece. My nephew is your ally. And this family will gather to stop all the pain that will come.
I assume your nephew is Fulcrum.
He was unexpected and not of the plan.
That makes sense.
A force in him pushes me away. I did not wish to scare him. I found this, and it is quiet and small, so the red would not find me. I've only hidden with you for a short time. I found you after he found you. I'm sorry I could not stop him. You are brave, but our kind needs orders, and we've been lost for so long.
Seeking a leader to give you orders?
Choices are difficult for the choir, but we learn.
Made to follow, not to lead. I understand. So, I assume, I'm trying to piece this together, so your nephew would be Fulcrum.
My nephew is infected with something that keeps me at bay.
Well, he seems to be parts of both sides.
There is a third.
Third side?
I've tried to whisper at him in the night, and something born of hate and joy in the misery of others has built a wall to keep me out. I cannot come.
It won't let you communicate with him. Or affect him, I assume.
This is as close as I can reach, and I'm afraid it will find me.
Well, what would your capabilities be if you were seeking someone to give you direction and options, whether that be Fulcrum or that be someone else? What's in your purview? What do you know about it? What can be done?
I believe I know where my sister is. I believe we can save her. Yes. Her song was taken from her a long time ago and changed.
Is her song the one that I stumbled upon? or what it changed into, what I stumbled upon?
When her voice was stolen. Hold, I must go. Something looms.
How do I contact you?
And then Fulcrum, you hear you look over and you see you're awake in the dreamscape, and the hut is fully formed, and the door is open. Sataza sits at a loom, building a massive tapestry that's spilled out of the door into the swamp water. And she looks over you and smiles. You've become more interesting. And then we're going to stop there for the night.
Nice.
Oh, sick burn.
Nice.
I need to write down.
It's a good game. Good game. So much stuff to do.
That was a lot of fun.
And there we have it, everybody. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight. Your time is greatly appreciated by us. We hope we made it worth your while. We will play again in 2 weeks. That's when this game always plays, every other week on a Saturday. And somebody else handle all the plugs. We have a lot that we do. So,
Dust, you want to tell them about the Monday night?
All right.
Do it.
Well,
Monday
night,
Monday.
10 p.m. here on TT2KB. You'll find me and Jeff doing a little show we call the Wisdom Check. It's a TTRPG talk show, and this week our guest is none other than Alex Gygax. So
crazy. That's
right.
Crazy.
So that'll be Monday night, 10 p.m. here.
That is crazy.
That's awesome.
And that's about a 2-hour program that me and Jeff usually do every week. And then Tuesday
He was
night,
the initial beta tester, right? I mean, that was kind of his job. Like he was like
more beta tester than
yeah.
Alex and his brother are the first people
I wonder
to
if they had
ever
to sign
play
an
the game.
NDA. I'm just wondering. I don't know.
I imagine that him being the youngest, what happened was his brothers and everyone was going to play, and they realized they need someone to be the healer. And so they were like, all right, get in, Alex, you're healing.
He was our Tim.
Yeah.
When you're good,
I imagine that's how the story's going to go. Yeah. So I'm just a spoiler alert for Monday. That's how that story's going to go. I will guarantee it. So the Tuesday night, Cameron takes over with Bardic Knowledge, 8 p.m. Cam, what are you going to do this week?
That's a great question. I'm not exactly sure yet. I will probably make some music. That's to be guaranteed. Probably going to be maybe working on some more game music. Maybe I'll work towards some more of that electronic stuff I was doing. That got a pretty good. People kind of enjoyed that, so maybe we'll try to combine the two. Maybe we can make something a little more exciting for game. I mean, I've been playing a lot of very ambient things tonight, so maybe we'll do something with a little more excitement for game. Some sort of situational thing or something. We'll see. But Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, I'll be here making music.
It's
all right.
Pretty freaking awesome.
Then we roll around to Wednesdays, and on Wednesdays, Jeff runs a Pathfinder 2nd Edition game, Fall of Plaguestone. Jeff, what are we going to do this week?
They don't call it.
Well,
we're going to win.
Yeah, they don't. We're going to win.
Gentlemen.
I my chance to play a game, and the rest of the guys join in. You guys also get to join in with all kinds of activity from the chat. So
with shenaniganry.
Lots
so
of
much
in general. There's wild magic effects flying all over the place. They're crazy. You guys can give the players re-rolls. You can give me re-rolls. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens. It's fun. Last time we left the party off, they were investigating some nasty pools of disgusting plant life that has been corrupted by some unknown force. And they've been trying to figure out what it is. And they found themselves in a pen run by some orcs. That seemed to have sludge in it. They did some combat after some real nice chicanery, some secret talking from none other than our half-orc pugilist, and
amazing shadowboxing.
Out of this world.
Well, You didn't know you could like defeat all the enemies with shadowboxing.
Nope. Yeah. It was a novel approach. I did not expect that at all. It was not listed in the module.
That's not the module? To shadow box your way out? All right, well.
No, I was like, I'll allow it. And we ended up on a note just before they were heading deeper into this unknown complex. So join us there, and we'll see
unknown.
What happens. Unknown.
Ooh,
so you're saying the unknowns in the complex?
Yeah, brother. There's a lot of nasty in there. So yeah, we'll be doing that every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. And I think that's leading us around if we decide to do video game nights again. Or
I was gonna say Thursday. Are you guys got a video game you queued up for Thursday, or
potentially?
We were testing a new game last week.
Yeah,
and we're trying to figure out all the logistics on how we're going to make it work. But we think we might have something that'll be entertaining for all of us. So
yeah,
it's just
I think it can
we're
be
going to
cool.
have to get a little set up. So to be determined, I think, on Thursday still. Is that right, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
in the meantime,
the best way to...
We could try GTA or go back 7 days to die for a little bit.
We could do, 7 days is very safe. And we did have that new world set up. If you guys want to do that, I am cool with it. Until we kind of get our heads into the other game we're looking at. So,
yeah,
up to you guys.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I like it.
So maybe do some zombies on Thursday.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then what else?
Then DM to Art. Levi, is DM to Art happening this week?
DM to Art is happening this week. I just don't have a day yet. Check out the Discord. Sundays are family days, people. So during the week, next week, I'm going to run DM to Art at least twice, and the goal is that by the end of the second DM to Art next week, Morgaine should be done. Or if not done, extremely close.
Okay.
By the next time we play this Everstorm, the token for Morgaine on the screen and the overlay will be the original art, and it won't be this art that we stole from a long time ago.
Man, we'll see.
I said it publicly because I want everybody to hold me to it, because then if I said it publicly, I got to do it.
That works. That second stream is going to be 14 hours long. God,
yeah, it'll be
stupid. I can't believe I said 2 weeks.
Why did I say that? So yeah, we're gonna get Morgaine done this week. So
I'm
that's the
interested to see
goal.
what your take is on them. That'll be fun.
Awesome.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you guys missed his previous episodes, I did officially get them all up online. So they're all finally on YouTube. So
that's exciting.
It's kind of interesting because I feel like Morgaine's picture of all of them is the one that kind of deviates the most from the stock photo that we found. Like he's in the same pose, but like the actual outfit looks like a lot
because
different.
that guy's a human, and not anywhere close to elf-looking. Cam's
And that was
terrible at
also,
picking
like-
images.
Bad at it, he really is.
He's like far more Deadpool-y looking.
I picked the image based on before he ever started really adventuring. So he's just like, I'm a guy that rolls around and plays stuff, and then he's like, shit, I gotta wear clothes that work. Hold on, I gotta start collecting
it'll never
stuff.
see the light of day.
We did like
for session 0, it was me and Clint's character Wrighton at the time, and Cameron were in half of our session 0, and through that entire session, Cameron was making more game while we played.
Yeah.
He didn't have the cheat done. He was literally writing down the stats, and he was an amorphous blob while we were playing. And
True.
So awesome! I forgot about that.
so true. Like it wasn't even a thing yet. So like,
And he shows
that's
up
how-
playing music in a bar, so we're like,
That's right.
cool, he's our bard. Gotcha.
That's awesome. But he's not a
Got
bard.
We found
I will
out
say,
by the time
though,
the session
that was-
over. He's not a bard, which is kind of
That
how
was
the whole
actually
joke
planned
started.
to not be a bard, though. Just planned to play music and not be a bard.
Sure.
This Exalted game that Pan was running, and we're all picking out our artwork. And true to Exalted, the artwork looks a little anime style with really exaggerated big poses and very actiony and very kung fu mysticism. And so we all get that kind of style of art. And Cam's like, hey, I got this guy. And it's a literal black and white, like tintype photo of like a samurai warrior. I'm like, that's a photo. He's like, no, that's what he looks like. I'm like, God damn it, it doesn't look like any of our artwork at all. What are you doing? He's like, that's what a guy looks like.
That's what he looks like.
I spent like 5 minutes on Google looking for that image. I mean,
so I photoshopped all of our characters together, and they all look really good. And then in the foreground, it's just a portrait of a photo of a guy just like standing there.
He was a badass. He was a badass.
Sure. Whatever lets you sleep at night.
I loved it. It took me a while to find that, I'll have you know.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, look for DM the art to happen. Be in the Discord because that's where Levi will post when he's gonna go live.
Yeah,
and you'll be able to find it then and get to see him finish up Morgaine, and that'll be
try to post at least 24 hours before, but sometimes I've caught everybody by surprise and just started like in an hour. So.
Now we are, as of today, now that it's Sunday, we are 2 weeks away from character creation for my Zweihander game. Or Cuttenberg. For those of you who have not been in the Discord or not following along, I have the party completely cast now. Jeff is going to be joining me. I've got
lots
Lindy
of guest stars
from Laugh Love Lindy, Chuck from Defenders of Kobold, Alex, who is one of the writers for Mutants and Masterminds, and you may have seen him do some DMing over on Geek Unleashed. He ran Curse of Strahd over there. And we have Hope Lavelle from D&D Beyond Heroes.
Super cool.
So
it's a great group.
Those 5 are going to be taking on the crazy character creation that is Zweihander. If you're not familiar with it, you can find Terra and Treefell on YouTube. All the episodes are up there. This is a sequel to that game. It'll take place like a year after the events of Terra and Treefell. So if you want to spoil some plot, go watch it.
Yeah, I'm pumped because the character creation of that's going to be nuts. It's like, unlike my usual stuff where I am very meticulous about creating my character, everything is freaking random, including like who you are, whether you're male or female.
So cool.
It's gonna be ridiculous. So
it's literally chaos magic in character creation.
I have no idea what's gonna happen.
my only small regret is I had to move it to Sundays, and Levi had to drop because I wanted to see Levi embrace the chaos of that character creation. But that would have been so good.
Yeah, but I don't want to block anybody getting to do cool stuff because of scheduling. So it's okay. It's okay. The less I do, the more I can make Everstorm better, because like that's my baby. That's where I dump all the time. So
that's our schedule around here. I'm gonna get a new graphic for the schedule made up that'll incorporate all of our small changes that we've made to the schedule, and I'll have all that up on the Discord soon. The current one on there, well, actually, it'll be true for this week. Still has 7 days to die on Thursday, so it'll be correct for this week, and then we'll go.
Do we have a raid target picked out by any chance?
He was here earlier, and my buddy Oak, Uriance, he's playing some D&D. So,
up
here we're gonna go raid Oak.
All right, thanks everybody. Don't forget to stop by on Monday.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thanks. Yes,
Please
check it out on Monday.
Thanks for your time.
Stay safe.
Have a lovely evening.
We're gonna have a few seconds here while this thing counts down.
And then we won't talk over it like everybody leaves like we did last week.
So remember to end the stream here after we raid. All right, here we go.
Off we go. Thanks, all. Have a great night.
All right, I'm leaving the stream on now so everybody can see what happens after we raid.
This is the bonus post encore show.
This is what really happens
at the end of the game. The end of the game. So when Laser comes back to get all the fun jetpacks out of this,
when she comes to clip the end of this, she'll have all this extra footage. This is like bloopers at the end of the movie. That's
right. The outtakes.
It's our weekly post-mortem.
Yeah,
we're like, God, guys, the group tonight, Jesus.
On that
God,
note,
I hate all
thanks
you
for
guys.
watching this, Air Laser. We're off.
Yeah, we're glad you watch it.